Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome.
Thrawn. Sorry.
No, please continue.
No, it's good. Go ahead. I just had to do it. Go ahead.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics or Mando topics for 1,000 years. This is Thrawn topics. Pick your poison, right? We've got a lot. This is episode 91 being recorded on November 30th, 2020. And I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
Hey, what's up, nerds?
We've got Darth Dad 77 here. Hi.
Thrawn.
Thrawn topic sounds like some kind of an analgesic or something. You know,
Thrawn topic. That's
ointment.
Ointment, yeah. Bootleg Joe's here with us.
Hi.
We've got Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up?
And no Mike again because he's working. Boo, Mike.
Out in them streets.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I gotta say, bootleg. I really like that artwork you've got sitting above your Star Wars logo, man. That's pretty sweet.
Oh,
Me too. One day I'll get it autographed. One day.
One day.
Nice. So, chat room is with us. Who's with us in the chat room here? Who wants to do the shout outs here?
Oh, we've got Bounty Hunter B&B. We've got Santo 1414. We've got Gordon Skalski. Gordon's in there. We've got Mando Mike. We got some jackass calling himself Sarlacc Digest Podcast. I don't know what that's all about.
That's our moderator.
And Scott Solo.
Nice.
Well,
Well,
a third of our listeners are us. That's good. Good stuff. Good start.
and
Well
we
done.
are here on our Mando Mondays, right? Because this is where we let the weekend marinate for spoilers, and now we're here to talk the latest edition of The Mandalorian.
And everybody else has done all their talk by now, and now it's us. We get to close it out. We're the grand finale.
And now the real talk happens.
The official Mando Monday podcast.
That's right.
Because I'm pretty sure I decided after these last few episodes that they listen to us closely. And
There's a lot of hints that kind of point in that direction.
Oh, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast has joined us.
Nice. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, chat room. Get your comments, get your questions in there. Let's talk Mandalorian. Probably one of the pivotal moments in my life happened on Thursday night, midnight, watching this.
Oh,
yeah. It's one. I said one of the pivotal moments in my Star Wars life. That's
having a child, probably.
It's up there.
I'll tell you, my favorite moment, all 43 years of Star Warsdom happened on Thursday night at midnight. Well, probably about Friday morning at 12:40.
Right? Yeah, 12:40.
Right.
Yeah. Something was mentioned. Live action. Wow.
Let's start this son of a gun out.
Wow, guys. Again, in my Star Wars life, a pivotal episode happened, and we're here to talk about it. So, without any further ado, we've got, chapter 13, season 2, chapter 13.
Lucky number 13.
Called The Jedi. Now, last week, right, we said that, I think me and Chris said that we're getting Ahsoka now. We're not waiting to the final, whatever. Yeah, and this could be considered the mid-season.
Ernie's been telling me for months.
Yeah.
That it would come mid-season.
We did say this, this is the mid-season premiere, right? So something epic was going to happen. And I mean, did you guys expect the opening shot to be Ahsoka?
Yeah, well, it's crazy. It was just like that.
Yeah. I was thrilled.
I think it was the last episode. I said, you know what? It's not going to happen until the very last minute of the show.
The final 4 seconds of it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be her outline or her silhouette, and that's all. And then they're going to make us wait another week.
Right. And they had every potential to do that too.
Yeah.
To have this little side mission and all that stuff. And no, we got Ahsoka live action right off the bat, and it exceeded all my expectations. Okay. First off, Rosario Dawson. Everybody knows how I feel about Rosario Dawson. Okay. They could not have casted her perfect. They could not. To me.
Oh, she was dead on.
Yeah. To me, the look dead on, the style dead on, everything about Ahsoka. It was Ahsoka, guys. It wasn't just somebody playing Ahsoka.
Right.
That's what I saw.
her cadence or delivery, everything was older Ahsoka, right? Because I heard a lot of complaints immediately about how it wasn't Ahsoka, it wasn't Ashley Eckstein. Ashley Eckstein changed Ahsoka between Clone Wars and Rebels a ton.
Yes.
And matter of fact, to the point where, remember, I had fallen in love with the Clone Wars version, where the Rebels version kind of drives me nuts because she's a little bit slower, drier, more calm, and we're no Ahsoka being more peppy and jumpy, right?
Right.
And now we have this one, and she's the same exact Rebels one. She was perfect, dead ass perfect.
Yeah. I really
don't care about the head tails being short. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me ask you guys this.
Yeah.
For those of you that got the white crystal in the lightsaber.
Yeah.
How many times did you guys light it up?
It's ever since. Let me see.
You got the Ahsoka. Well, you got the Ahsoka ones, right?
Yeah, I've got the Ahsoka blades. So I immediately. Episode ended. I grabbed my hilts, grabbed the blades, put it all together, and I was walking around the house with both lit, chasing my cats around.
Put your head tails on.
I was stroking the head tails, and it was all good.
Stroking tail and chasing pussy. Sounds like a great night.
Exactly. Yeah. Before we get into like the actual episode and the content of it and everything, there
Thanks
was
for coming, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Of
we
course,
hit our PG-13 right out of the gate. I love it.
Of course.
I get a couple of those.
Yeah,
That was pretty clean.
That was good.
Yeah. They mentioned somebody's name and Chris is back.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
They can kick me off. Now I got what I wanted. I've been theory crafting that for years.
Hell no, dude.
That's 3 years of theory crafting finally done.
In fact, that just opened up a whole nother dimension. But we'll get into the Blue Man here in a second. But we'll get through the complaints real fast, right? Oh, her head tails are too small, and she moved a little too slow. As far as fighting style,
got wrinkles in her head.
Yeah, wrinkles in her head. Okay. So again,
when I
just cancel your Disney Plus subscription.
See how it creases when you bend things. You bend things, they crease.
Yeah,
her head tails bend a little.
I had no problem.
The older you get, the more pronounced some of those creases can get. I mean, I didn't have these, whenever I was a 16-year-old Padawan, and
right. No. First off, I look way past any aesthetics because I was sold from frame one.
You're going from cartoon to live action. You go the other way. She starts with the wrinkles, and they go over there and make them longer and no wrinkles.
Right.
It's perfectly fine because you're going to animation.
Right. And we know now from what was it the Vanity Fair article? Right. We know now why the head tails were smaller. It's aesthetic reason.
Easier for stunts.
Correct. It was a aesthetic choice, which I'm cool with. And again, if anybody wants to go buy Clone Wars or Rebels, I just have this to say: that is a stylized cartoon. Things look different. Things are different. Even Vader is completely different. That is
everybody's different in the show.
So that's how I chalk it up. This is our live action Ahsoka moving forward. Let's go. I'm sold. Let's do this. So.
It's just one of those things, right? How can you possibly look at everybody else and how they look compared to their live action counterpart? Yeah. And then complain about that one. Mm-hmm. That's a great, unless you're looking at a battle droid, everybody else looks different.
Right.
Yep.
R2.
Yeah. I mean, 100. Yeah, exactly. 100%. So anyway, we got Ahsoka. And she just
she's savage.
Ruled it. She's savage. Man, I just like when it makes us go back to what Chris's episode about Ahsoka being the ultimate Jedi. Even what Filoni confirmed that Ahsoka's more Jedi than Jedi.
Oh, dude, he almost quoted that episode, right?
Right.
He said she is the most Jedi of more. She is more Jedi than most Jedi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She is. She's able to that variety interview too. I'm pretty sure they were taking notes.
Yeah, I think if you look at the little
they're really on that. So they need to call us, right? Just DM us. It's okay. Well, come on.
We're on the same page, guys. We really are. We're on the same.
Michael, take the day off.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I do not believe that one bit.
Maybe.
I don't believe that at all.
Right. So Ahsoka's on this planet. I forgot what was it called. The planet.
I don't care.
Core something. Oh, anyway,
Corvus.
Yeah.
Corvus.
She's on Corvus, and of course,
none of the details matter anymore, Marco. I used to care. I no longer care about details of things. I want to get to the 40-minute mark.
Exactly. Okay, I'll do my best to try to get there. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Take your time.
But yeah, we're on Corvus, and of course, Ahsoka has her own mission, right? So of course, we're getting into what she's there for, and right away, she's after
the magistrate.
The magistrate's master. I want your master. I want his location. We don't know yet exactly who that is. I'm assuming Gideon, right?
Well, she's making a deal. She's not saying, she didn't say your master yet.
Right.
She's saying, you need to surrender, and you have 1 day.
Right.
They're pulling a Walking Dead right here, right? You had said earlier about a mid-season premiere, and it made me think Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But here we are right now. They're at the gates saying, let me in or else.
Yeah,
you know, and here we are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty rad. I love this planet, right? Because remember, this is a forest planet. Burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
It's war-driven or war-ravaged or something.
Right. Well, no, it's her. It's the magistrate.
Yeah.
What's happening is she's building the machines. So we've heard rumors about the magistrate, right? They're talking about Dathomir and stuff today.
Yeah.
I believe another one of the things what actually was she had mentioned that she was from a race of people that were decimated during the Clone Wars, and she was like a survivor, which would lead into Dathomir, right? And the Night Sisters, but not getting that vibe. There was another.
Right.
I forget their name off right now, okay? But Ahsoka was on the mission. They got decimated, this and that, during the Clone Wars. That's probably where she's coming from. And what she did was she got pissed off, and she started helping build the machines for the war, for the Empire.
She helped
and
build
they
the fleet.
decimate planets. They destroy them. They wreck them. She's basically a Galactus, right?
Right.
She goes around just eating planets' resources and taking it and building ships. That's what she did here. She came and wrecked this whole planet. So it's kind of neat to see the destruction the Empire brings. We saw it on Jedha, right? But this is like straight up, they raped this planet.
Right. This is the aftermath of the Empire's leadership, and then what you have is the fleet.
This is the new. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
She's still in business. They said.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
I know we've heard the words and last episode saying in the new era.
In the new
this
era,
is exactly what's happening. These are first order ships.
Yeah, and the fleet is still live and well. You know,
or we're making the other fleet.
Correct. So exciting, right? But yeah, so she's given her ultimatum. You have 1 day, basically, to free all they're holding this little town hostage. So Ahsoka wants the location of who's in charge, plus to free all those people.
Right.
And of course, let's get into the Mando shows up because he knows where to go, right? He goes right to this beacon of this place, and he walks right up to the line of where Ahsoka just assaulted the hell out of all these guards and everything, and
cut them all in half. So obviously they cleaned up.
Yeah, they cleaned them up, right?
Oh, go ahead, Ernie. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say that too. Nothing to damage somebody either. Like you said, she was cutting and killing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We actually are in that step now to everything from the first Mandalorian when the doors closed and cut the dude in half.
Right.
It's like we're doing this, and then we're getting rolling heads, and then we get to see her disappearing through the fog and everything. People up.
So good.
I think that
Move,
makes it
right?
even more.
The stealth through the fog and the tree or whatever's left of the trees. We turn those sabers off and she would disappear.
Love it.
Yeah, from the front of that sanctuary to the dead trees and moving through the fog.
Yeah.
Classic Channel 9 Ninja.
Yeah.
I wanted a bowl of cereal and it to be like Saturday afternoon and just sitting there crying, watching it.
Yeah.
Like it was.
This whole thing had the whole ninja aspect to it. Even like the sanctuary was, Japanese inspired, right?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and Ahsoka going in and stalking these soldiers are out there and in the fog and the shadow, very horror-esque. I loved it.
I don't want a Tanta playset. I want this playset now.
Yeah.
Like I want the front of the gate and just that little middle walkway and then the behind scene.
The bell that gets cut in half.
Yeah. You can press a button.
Yeah,
and it will.
It was a really good intro to the show too. That was so good. So
it was.
So
we get up there and you see the magistrate, but you see Michael Biehn too, right?
Yeah.
I just lost his name. Somebody got his name?
No, I asked earlier. I just I didn't even think they.
Somebody
said
in chat will have it. They didn't say it, but it's there. It's
He's
like
got it, So
somebody in chat.
Yeah, so the magistrate has Michael Biehn, which is like her henchman guy, plus HK
her hired gun,
HK assassin droids.
Yeah, now, your mind right now.
Now, not the models that from the Old Republic, but the HK units are canon now. Oh my God. Adrian's in the chat. I know you're excited about that.
His name was Lang.
Lang. There you go. Thank you.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat would have it.
Lang.
No,
Where'd you
I
look it
looked
up?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah. But yeah, so HK
I go to him
droids.
one time every 6 weeks. Come on.
Yeah. So again, more things added to our Star Wars canon.
Hey, Lang's
lore.
outfit. What do it remind you guys of?
Well, it had the
reminded
one
me of-
shoulder pauldron. I don't know. It was.
Scott?
It had a very Imperial feel to me. It reminded me a lot of, say, Veers.
I saw Anakin's fucking Clone Wars outfit. That was it's one. Okay, that's my only one. It's been a while. I'm excited. Today's the greatest.
know, right?
I
episode
know, and I love it.
And I've watched it like 47 times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
You
kind
think
of like that,
Anakin's-
but
But yeah, I mean, it's like very similar. Like I had to keep looking it up, like on a live action turn to that. I mean, not like he would be wearing it,
Right, no,
I mean,
no, but
that would be dumb.
it's
I'm
like
not
a
trying to-
mixture between.
Right.
It's like a mixture between that and almost like a mud trooper.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah,
It
you've
definitely
got
could be an
pieces of stuff.
homage to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you say it more, the colors were great.
It was
almost-
just, it wasn't any kind of thing I thought of like somebody stole Anakin. Blah, blah, blah. I wasn't thinking.
I hear
Anakin.
you. I hear you.
But it was very close. It's what I saw.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I thought it was Mandalorian from the shot up when they were looking up, and I'm like, is he wearing Mando gear? And then as
Right.
we get closer, just because of the dark color, I was totally like into like a shadow trooper
Yeah.
or something.
His
Like
shoulder
his
pauldron.
pauldron.
Yeah,
The one
Yeah.
looks like Mando.
and it looked like it had a symbol on it, right? So I was trying to
Right.
really pay
like
attention
it was
if it was
like it was
worn
jacked
off.
up.
Yeah, it
Yes,
looked like it had
yeah,
some
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of symbol, and maybe it was just wear and tear, or I couldn't really make out anything, but it looked like
Yeah.
there might have been something there at one point.
I don't have to look for a whole bunch of hidden stuff because they just throw it at our face all the time.
Yeah,
Except for
Yeah.
the HK droid
Yeah.
symbol on the head. That was a little sneaky. That was pretty good.
that was very
If
sneaky.
you guys didn't see the HK droid and the 7th Fleet on the side of the droid's head, that's pretty sick. That's
awesome. Like,
I didn't see it until you pointed it
Yeah.
out.
You know
I
what's
wouldn't- I
funny
didn't notice.
about that is last week when the Star Destroyer, the little command cruiser went overhead, I rewound it to see if there was any kind of Chimera logo on it or anything, thinking, okay, maybe. And obviously
Right.
it wasn't. And I was like, you guys know, I theorycraft it every week.
Sure.
It was never going to show up. To get that, even the 7th Fleet logo on there would have been enough.
Right.
I would have lost my mind.
oh, if they just left it at that and this made our minds just race with, it's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
I didn't even bother looking at their stuff.
Yeah. So in this episode, the Mando shows up and he goes right to the Magistry or that area, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here tracking somebody for 3 days." He's talking to Michael Bihn's character Lang, and he's like, "Yeah, come on in." He's like, it's funny. The dialogue was like, "So you're a hunter? Yeah. You guild? Last I checked."
Yeah.
Loved
Very
it.
Western, right? Dude?
Yeah.
Both of them is very Western. And Michael
Yeah.
Biehn is very Western.
Yeah, and I thought Michael Biehn did a great job. He's a man of little words, little action, and awesome. Anyway, so he goes in there, and the magistrate, we get the thing that the people in there are being held hostage, or they're oppressed, or they're just being held without their will. And the Mando goes to talk to the Magistry, and the Magistry hires him to kill the Jedi that's been plaguing her, right?
Yeah, so the magistrate's going to pay with.
Beskar.
Where does everybody get Beskar?
It's all of a sudden. I think okay, if you really look at like real history, after the Nazis were defeated, all this riches and golds were redistributed, and that's how I look at it. Like the Empire, was basically thrown out of a lot of planets and stuff, and everything that they've taken and confiscated is now back in circulation. So I figure Beskar was the main for the purge. They talk about the purge. That was like the main confiscated thing. If you think about it, we find out in this episode too. It's immune to lightsaber attacks. Like lightsabers cannot penetrate it. So
Okay, we learned that when she freaking comes down hard on his ass with 2 sabers,
yeah,
blocks him with his gauntlets. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of move was that? That was-
yeah. So we learned
Awesome.
that about Beskar, right? So that is like the precious metal, and it makes perfect sense why the Empire would really hoard it. It's because to fight the Jedi. I mean, they can make super troopers out of it. I wonder if those dark troopers are made out of Beskar. Man. But
Damn it, man. Damn it.
Everybody's collecting it.
Everybody-
That's all we
yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
Everybody
Everybody wants it.
Everybody's collecting it. Yes.
exactly. So
That's right. The Abyssin wanted to take him. That's right. You're
yeah,
right.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
say that.
And then the Corrin, we get the Beskar as ours. That's
Right.
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 Yes.
It's the fun code chase of the Star Wars universe.
One out of every
Gross.
6 medals is Beskar.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. So
I want to see
But-
the Indiana Jones of Star Wars. Who's the one going after all these artifacts?
Dr.
But
Afra.
you say-
Dr.
Dr.
Afra would be
Afra.
Dr.
awesome.
Yeah.
Afra.
There you go.
Or,
if we see that one time,
and what's his name? help me from the sequels. He died right in the TFA.
Lor San Tekka.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lord, man. Right?
Yeah, he was the Indiana Jones of that time, like the hunting things down.
We do need those. We do need Dr. Afra and
absolutely
Lor San Tekka stories. Those would be cool.
Yeah, because that would fit right in. Because just like you said, here we go. We have the staff. Where is everybody getting this?
Yeah.
So that kind of, I'm down for a show of trying to collect something.
Yeah. Why not?
To hand it off.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah,
that would be.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I like that it's
setting up for shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how
I like that it's a pointy weapon that can fight against lightsabers, just for future type of stuff, perhaps dark sabers and things.
There you go.
It's very valuable against that. Nice setup for a later showdown.
Star Wars.
Otherwise, why would it exist?
Star Wars is very primitive if you really think about it. Yes, it's futuristic. They have electronic doors and droids and all that stuff. It's a long
time ago.
But it still uses a lot of primitive aspects of life, and the weaponry is no different. So that I like that they're still introducing that kind of stuff into Star Wars.
A different weapon you can use.
A Beskar staff, a stave and stuff. It's awesome. So I was thinking okay, how is Ahsoka and Mando gonna meet, and stuff. And so obviously the Mando's playing the Magistrate. You give me the coordinates, I'll take the job. She offers them.
Oh, he played her great too, right? Like right off the bat, like he didn't even flinch. Yeah. Where can I find her?
Where can I find her? Yeah. So he goes off and then we have the meetup, and of course, Ahsoka attacks him from behind because she don't know who this guy is, and he has the name drop. You're Ahsoka Tano. Bo-Katan sent me. Stop attacking me. But
safe word.
That's when we get the safe word.
I'm gonna use that tonight. Bo-Katan.
That's where we get
out of there.
Lightsabers coming down on the Beskar gauntlets and deflecting it. This is amazing. So that interaction, that confrontation, their meeting was really great. Ahsoka stood down, but in that whole side-to-side profile, and Ahsoka has her traditional stance, bending down with the sabers out the way Ahsoka Tano would be. Again, I was just like, there she is. Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
And her first line to him about killed it.
Yeah,
he says, "I need to talk to you," and when she said, "Tell me it's about him."
Yeah. Looking at the child.
Oh man!
Looking at the child,
and then she just smiles at him, and she's like, "Oh wow, there's a baby Yoda."
And this was in my eyes, guys. This was perfect when Ahsoka and the child are sitting there, and they're just staring at each other as the Mando's pacing.
Oh, the whole scene, right? The moon in the background, the burnt trees, the fire, very Western again.
Yeah,
sitting there. And not saying a word, but she is understanding everything in his memory, his experience, and everything, all of his thoughts. She is watching his memories. He's not saying anything. He's not even sending him. She's
sensing him, and they're communicating in that very Jedi way without saying a word. Amando's just pacing, looking at him like,
Or if he is picking him, he's picking these masters he learned from and Din. He's going through all of the people that he's ever learned from, and that's why she knows how attached he is there.
Right. What's up, Scott?
So Bounty Hunter B&B asks, did we see Morai in the trees before Mando?
That was the first thing I saw when he was walking. I was like, oh,
me too.
There's a convoy there.
Completely missed it.
I did too. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go watch it.
I know. Yeah. I completely missed it. It makes so much sense nowadays.
Right where he's walking and he goes underneath the
that's
log or the wood.
And
it's up in the left.
Is it?
That's right.
Yeah, I've gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's more eyes like green and white and stuff, right? It's like a kind of brown and white, but it's the color of the show. This episode is very dark,
right?
Right, and that forest is very dark. And honestly, going from animation to here doesn't really matter, right? It's a It's a convor,
right?
And there hasn't been a convor in this show yet, so obviously it's got to be.
Yeah, I completely missed it.
Cats everywhere.
Yeah, I completely missed it.
Cats everywhere.
I was like. But it makes sense that it was there.
You kind of see the tail move around too while it's up there. So I was like, oh dang, that's her.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Right.
That's awesome.
I loved it.
Add that in that this show is amazing, of course. And this is directed by Dave Filoni, this episode too. So
obviously,
So they're gonna be all kinds of stuff, and but yeah. So the child and Ahsoka's interaction was very emotional to me just because
magical.
Yeah, but like even Ahsoka's head nods, kind of like head tilt, understanding what's going on and stuff. And then when
that's when I knew she was Ahsoka for sure too.
Yeah.
Like everything she did, her eyes, even every small motion she did, she studied.
Yeah.
Ahsoka, and she studied Ashley Eckstein's voice, and it's apparent.
Yes.
My biggest thing was the crossing of the arms.
Right.
That was great.
Yeah.
She stood there and talked and said, and I was like, oh my God, she's like, even that moment was huge for me because, like you said, she embodied it and was doing. And how many episodes is that we see? Like, that's her stance.
Right.
And she did it. And I was like, oh, she's crossing her arms. And like to anybody else, okay.
Arms crossed, sassy look on her face. And there you go.
We got in this episode, we got our first name drop. And just like we called it, right, last time, we said that Ahsoka knows who Yoda is. And she's going to point that out. And the first thing she told Mando was, "I've only seen one other species like this. My, the Jedi Master Yoda,
old and wise Yoda." Yeah.
My God, just having Yoda's name dropped in the episode
in the background and everything.
Yeah. The music was
playing.
amazing.
The music in this entire episode was ridiculous.
It was,
always is, but it really was off the chain.
It was.
I'm still annoyed that they haven't released any of the music from this season. Like last season, every episode, the next day, the music would drop for that episode.
Yeah.
They haven't done it at all this season.
Well, maybe they'll do it in one.
There's got to be something big with a title towards the end of the season.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Possibly.
But
they drop it after the episode, so
weekly,
weekly.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
But to get the Yoda name drop, as we knew we would, but still hearing it.
And did you read the Variety interview with that? And he said he put it out there. He's like, there was the obvious joke he could have done. He knew it. He says it was obvious we could have gone there and done the whole, oh look, it's a baby Yoda,
right?
Or it's a Yoda baby,
right?
And they said it's too easy. We just wanted to.
I'm glad they didn't. I'm really glad. And the first thing she tells the Mando is Grogu is Grogu says this, and he's like, what, Grogu? And he says the name, and then Grogu the child just looks up like, huh? I was like, and she's
every
like,
time you say Grogu, and he perks his ears. Grogu. I swear to God.
Oh.
You know what they should have done is tested those, or had those toys set up, those new ones, the ones that interact when you talk to them, and nobody knew Grogu.
Right.
God,
and had it programmed already to when you said Grogu, it would react.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
They would have been so smart.
So what do you guys think about his name?
I'm fine with
it.
I love it.
I mean, at first, I was like, oh no, Grogu, Grogu, Grogu. I'm like going through it in my head. It took me a good rest of the episode to be okay with it.
See, this
Ernie,
is another.
Ernie was saying. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ernie. Sorry.
I did that. I said it 3 times out loud, literally, just like you're saying. When
he's not Beetlejuice, he's not going to manifest.
I was hoping so.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I was like, Grogu, and then I literally said, I'm like, Master Yoda, Master Grogu.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it wasn't another. I'm glad it wasn't another name with a Y. Yaddle, Yoda.
Yeah, it wasn't Yaddle, so I was okay with it.
Or Yadu.
Yadu. Like every Yoda species has with a Y. So
no, Grogu works for me.
It works, man. And I never thought that we were going to get a name. I didn't think. I knew that was a rumor that we'd get a name of him, but again, and that puts the child in such a different spotlight, because we get a little background through what Ahsoka's telling. The Mando is telling him, like, were you communicating with us? In a way, I was communicating with the Force, and she had explained to the Mando what the Force was, and that was awesome. And
she quoted Obi-Wan.
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Oh man,
I know, right? So and we're getting all this Jedi stuff in this episode. I mean, it was so good. It wasn't the last 5 minutes. It was just awesome. And she's explaining to us as in the audience and to the Mando is basically the backstory of Grogu, the child, what he went through. He was training on
in
Coruscant.
the temple with many masters.
Many masters before the purge.
That was my thing too. Many masters.
Yeah, before the purge.
Like you just don't say that he was training.
Yeah.
It said many masters.
And I love
this
the
is
memes.
like 28 years. 27 or 28 years, somewhere around there. Right?
And
so he's 50. That means for 23 years or 20 years at least, he was in that temple.
Right. Yeah. And again, it changes everything that we know about the child, right? Everything. Because we know now that he was being trained. And we know now that he shut himself off of his abilities to keep hidden. Because,
like Luke.
Because, yes, exactly. So the purge happened, and Ahsoka's explaining it. The purge happened, and he was hidden. Somebody took him and hid him. But it also was explained that after the purge, whatever, somebody took him. Okay, now we don't know if it was kidnapped.
Let's all stop right
exactly
there.
I think we all have ideas about this.
Yeah. So
let's roll.
Yeah. So again, to me, I don't know if somebody took him or hid him, like take him to hide him, or took him as malicious, like we're taking this youngling, we're not killing him or whatever. So
because what's the next part she says about him? Sorry, after the temple.
Oh well, she says that she's reading his thoughts and everything, and his thoughts grew dark. His thoughts grew dark, and in a way that, again, I interpret it because Ahsoka saw this again in Anakin, right? And when we find out that she will not train him and stuff, because she's not going to train a Jedi that has a lot of fear and dark
and attachment.
Exactly, because look what happened to Anakin, basically.
And then she brought up Anakin.
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah.
How come? I mean, we hit every damn thing we could. She brought up the best of us,
right?
And.
Yeah,
I choked up when she said that.
Yeah.
Literally, I did, because it's Anakin.
Oh God,
and
yeah.
She didn't have to say it. It was the way that she said it.
Exactly.
And
We all knew. Everybody knew.
Right. Exactly.
And the thought and to go into where the Grogu now, is because of where he went from the purge, what he went through. Now Chris has the theory of carbonite. He was frozen in carbonite.
Mm-hmm. It's dark and lonely in carbonite.
Yeah, so he was extremely lonely. He shut his abilities off to remain hidden because he obviously had the sense to do that, to know that the Jedi were being hunted or being purged. So he just was another alien. He shut himself off, and it's hard for him to come out of that shell again.
It's really hard to deal with him being such a baby, right, and young at 50 years old, when he's had this experience, training, and everything. And he seems like, it almost seems like he's playing Din still, Yoda style.
A little bit.
It really does.
Yep.
Because I think, I'll get to the end and what I think in a minute, but I just feel like he's got more going on than we know.
Exactly.
I mean, I know he's cooing and gone and all this stuff, and I'm pretty sure Dave Filoni's cooing.
You're
100%.
You're 100% right.
Probably.
And Ahsoka senses this.
Yeah.
This is what I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think right then he tells Ahsoka.
Yeah, or he can hide it, but she can sense it into the fact that,
No, I think he's telling her, I'm supposed to be here. Leave me.
Oh, really? Like, I don't want to be trained. I'm just.
This isn't the time. This isn't it. I got to be here with him.
Interesting.
I agree.
So whenever we first meet Grogu, he is surrounded by a whole bunch of what looks like Nikto pirates.
Right.
So my whole idea, other than Chris has got his idea about carbonite, I think, and here's where I'm shooting for the moon here. It's worked out so far for us, right? We've all shot for the moon, and we've got Thrawn name drop, right? So I want it to be Hondo's pirates. I think it would be amazing if it was Hondo's pirates that were keeping him safe. How Grogu got from there to those pirates, who knows? Is Hondo involved?
Yep. Obi-Wan or Yoda called him.
Yeah.
And there's our TV show, because they were friends.
Right.
Hondo and Obi-Wan are friends.
At least Hondo thinks they were friends.
Right.
Yeah.
As he says.
There's your tie-in, right? We always said, or it was mentioned.
Keep going, though. Keep going. You're going somewhere. Where was it?
Go ahead.
No, that was it, because what Scott's saying is right. That's who we see with them at first.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody can get it in. We keep saying we want to see a live action Hondo. It ties in because we're going to get an Obi-Wan series.
Right.
And if everything is playing off of Mando, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, who's mentioned at the end, and then if we need a Hondo episode with Obi-Wan, he knew about him or whatever it may be, we get to see it. He saves him from the temple beforehand. We get to see a few interactions and the handoff to Hondo, knowing that he would be the greatest to hide him no matter what.
I actually love that, because my theory that I was going for was a little bit more far-fetched, but I love the idea, because I was thinking we don't know what happened with Barasafi after she was
other Jedi, right?
Right. So, and Filoni loves to tie up these loose ends, and one of those loose ends that we have no idea what happened is Barasafi. So, but she was leaning more towards the dark side. So, and how she would know I don't know.
Well,
but I love the Obi-Wan.
I like the idea of Quinlan Voss taking him out of the temple.
Yeah,
I like because he's still in play.
Yeah.
You know?
He or Jocasta Nu was the other one. We've already seen her in comics. I think it would have come up, right?
Yeah.
But Quinlan Voss, I think, would have been a cool ad to take him out after Order 66, kind of the renegade, right? He knows Obi-Wan really well. Obi-Wan could have told him, what to do or anything,
Yes.
or somehow he knows about Grogu.
right.
Takes Grogu out. And then we'll go into the Hondo bit, right? They have to give him to Hondo, but he has to give him to Hondo and somehow control it. He freezes him in carbonite, gives him to Hondo. Hondo unfreezes him 30 or 22 years later.
Not necessarily saving Grogu because Grogu is Grogu, but Grogu is the last child Jedi, so they have to save the last child Jedi to preserve that.
I'm thinking
it.
we saw basically what we saw in season 1 is going to be the end of the Kenobi series, where, like you said, Kenobi hands off the child to Grogu, and then we fast forward to 5 to 6 years later. Yeah, we fast forward from A New Hope to whatever where the child's been in the custody of Hondo and his pirates the whole time. So I'm thinking that could be like a great tie-in that we do see in this Kenobi series is that handoff. And then
Are we going to see Ahsoka as Fulcrum during those series?
Yeah, why
Yes.
not?
Why not?
Rebel and Cassian and
Yeah,
Kenobi.
she's around. She's definitely around. She's in
Just
hiding.
taking your word for it.
Yeah, I think 100%.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I think 100% we will. I think that's going to be a major plot point. Since now she's introduced to everybody that's watching Star Wars, not just the cartoon people and stuff. So
That's true. This has brought her into the mainstream where people like my cousin who's a member of our group, Taylor. She's a huge Star Wars fan, but she's never watched any of the animated series.
Right.
And she plays all the games and whatnot. And after Ahsoka debuted on the show, she's like, okay, now I've got to binge. So now she's binge watching all of Clone Wars into Rebels.
Right.
Awesome.
And this is just opened up so much for people.
Yeah, and it's also a standalone too. If you've never seen Clone Wars, you've never seen Rebels, this is the introduction of Ahsoka to the masses, and what they can really build on it to bring it to the masses, that they don't need to go back and and have all that knowledge of Ahsoka and what she did and everything. It can actually happen organically, because a lot of people are like, that's cool. I love this character. Who is this character?
Just don't be dissuaded by her first season of appearances.
Right. So, I mean, this whole interaction, getting backstory on the child, right, and getting a name and what this implies moving forward,
and knowing that he's alive during the prequel eras, the Clone Wars cartoons, Rebels, this whole time, this fool's been alive and around. I mean, I guess we already knew that, but being that he was trained somehow, and that's the thing again, with his aging, it's so different. We say training, I'm not seeing him lightsaber training. I'm seeing more like, hey, I'm floating blocks.
Correct.
And
the traditional, like what Luke was going through on Dagobah.
Yeah, but for years, but he's been doing it for years. That's the thing with this aging thing. I just don't.
He's like R2-D2. He's been alive through it all. He's
Okay, so where did he learn the force choking from?
Just instinct.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I think that he knows that he can manipulate objects, and he knows that what he can do with his powers and to protect things. And I think it's just not. He might not know if this is a force choke. It's just like, this is what I'm protecting Din at this point, because and in this whole dialogue. Real fast, in this whole dialogue, we understand why the child is attached to the Mando and vice versa.
And so attached.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's Go ahead, Ernie.
He has attachment. He has everything. I've called it before, where I think the child is a little dark side with the force choke.
Well, I just don't think he knows how to use his powers, and like Ahsoka said, I sense a lot of fear in you. In this child,
everything he does, because when he gets the Mudhorn, it's in fear of Din.
Correct.
Early on,
right?
Yes.
Correct.
When he chokes Kara, it's in fear of Din.
Right.
So that's big attachment, like Anakin to Padme.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, exactly. And again, when you fear leads because you don't know how you're going to react to it, and you can end up hurting people with it. And Ahsoka sensed that. Like, I sense so much fear in this child that he can actually hurt and damage a lot of people. Not. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Sith. It doesn't have to be a dark side user. It's that fear. That's what Yoda keeps preaching, right? Mm-hmm. You're backed into a corner. You're going to defend yourself at all costs.
Anakin.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Anakin was the same way. So
as
much
a kid,
fear.
At that time, it was fear with his mom.
Yeah, and it was manipulated by Anakin. So someone took that and used that fear against Anakin and turned him into Vader. Same thing can happen with the child. The child doesn't know right from wrong. You know what I mean?
I think he's just a little bad kid. What you say in Spanish is he's a travieso. Like, for reals, because of the stuff that he does, the eating of the frog, you know, the playing with the food, and then little stuff like that is to me cool, because you see him again taking this from all again that we say that he sees Mando doing, the killing the Jawas and the flying and the screaming. So then that kind of plays into more if Hondo had him all this time. And he wasn't in Carbonite. If he was around pirates all the time, like, this is his life.
Right. But also,
like,
Gordon does.
That's very true.
Or Mando, Gordon brought up a great point in the chat. Was he saw a lot of things from the Purge on. He saw a lot of dark things happening too.
Yeah, that's true too.
And that's where I think Ahsoka's vision of, like, in his thoughts went dark. You know, his history from being trained to the dark times in his head.
I didn't take it as Sith dark. I took it as bad times.
Emotionally and seeing things around
which
him.
could lead him there.
Right.
But it wasn't necessarily evil.
So he's also seen all the things that Din has done to protect him.
Correct.
And to
what did you guys think about that part when she's trying to see where his powers are at? And she's trying to do it with the rock first.
Right.
He doesn't want to do it, but the minute he pulls out the little silver ball, right away he's like, bam,
it was. I got that as, like, Ahsoka. They don't have a bond. The child and the child was just like, you know, I am not comfortable just being what you want me to do, and that's when Din brought out the little ball. And
but even Din, he had the rock, and he still didn't want to do it.
Right.
He needed to bring something. He had a connection to that ball, something he likes.
Correct.
In the beginning and the last episode, he had that ball thing, right?
Yeah.
And it was just that connection, showing he could do it, and made him happy. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Well, that's the trip. He's 50 freaking years old, right? At what point is he too old to train?
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's true. And it wasn't like he was trained
child.
for a year, right? You're thinking 20 years of training.
Of masters,
and
literal masters.
Yeah.
Everybody else getting trained. Ahsoka was trained by Anakin, who is not a master, but she was around a lot of greats, right?
She learned by herself, exactly.
Luke wasn't trained by anybody. Leia was trained by him. Rey was trained by nobody, you know, or trained by Luke, who was trained
what did he look like when he was a year old?
I know.
Right.
Was he like a little
tadpole?
Tadpole.
Yeah, little tadpole.
Yeah, man. That's
how are they born? Do they hatch?
The egg floating in water?
Yeah. And again, I think, I really think there's a lot, like Chris said, I think there's a lot more to Grogu than we know, or he's leading on to be, because all he's doing is doing the protective things, you know, like force choking or suspension and moving rocks.
Yeah,
there's a lot more that he understands.
I love him, and it leads me to theorycraft that he's doing something else, but it's just tripping me out with the age, man.
It's crazy. It does to me too. I've always said that of he's playing him, or we're gonna get something. Like there's something behind it.
Well, why
is at the end of the look,
right?
And like that. As far as us, and I've seen this happen and everything. Are you guys gonna call him Grogu now, or
I don't know, man? I know his
Grogu.
name, but I still
He's
like
Grogu to me now.
because just like Mando, he still called him the kid, and Ahsoka had to correct him.
Well, no, just like you said now, I told a lot of people that who were talking about it at work.
Yeah.
What do you think? And I said, well, that's fine. You can call him the child. I said, because everybody still calls Mando.
Why? We don't call him Din. We don't call him
Din.
Exactly. Yeah, we call him the Mando. So yeah, it's gonna be where I think we can. Everybody's still gonna refer to him as the kid or the child. Baby Yoda is still gonna be a thing, But again,
I just loved how Ahsoka kept making it a point.
Yeah.
To say his name.
Well, because it brought him as an actual character, not just like Michael Bihn's character said, "What is that thing?" He says, "Oh, it's my good luck charm."
He's no longer with me for luck. That was awesome.
He's no longer the what do you call that? The plot device. He's no longer a plot device.
Right.
He's actually a
It gave him.
He can develop a bit more now.
Right.
And it just, oh my God, dude, it's so linked to we're linked to the prequels, the sequels.
MacGuffin. I was trying to think of the word MacGuffin. Sorry.
MacGuffin, yeah.
Yeah.
And to the point of why Yoda was such a powerful and wise Jedi that he even knew that the Jedi were wrong and all that stuff. Same thing with that age thing. He took 900 years to develop his powers and everything, where he saw a lot of people come and go. Same thing with Grogu now, right? He's gonna spend a lot of years if he gets the chance to
watching and losing people.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what makes that species so powerful.
Would you guys be mad if we find out that Grogu is a clone of Yoda?
Yeah,
Yoda cloned himself.
I'm sure. Now, I don't think he cloned himself. I think it's a clone of Yoda decelerated aging. That's all I can think of.
Me personally, I don't like that theory. I like him to be an individual character. Not that that's too easy. To me, it's too easy, and I know that. I know you can work it.
I think he's going to grow to be like 1,800 years old or more.
Oh, I got you.
I think they decelerated him.
Decelerated, yeah.
So that would make Yoda a clone, then, right? You're saying Yoda's a clone.
No, just of Yoda.
No, like I'm saying, like so if we get a flashback and Yoda sensed something happening, he always did that, right? We kind of seen that he kind of knew the future that was taking place. So for him to make sure that there was always some part of him, knowing that his species has so many midichlorians in him, that he then clones himself. But then, like Chris says, the deceleration act,
right?
And that's it. And then he kept him hidden from everybody.
Yeah,
maybe only certain masters knew.
Yeah, I like to think of him as an individual, as his own entity, and not created or.
I'm not with the clone thing.
Yeah, I never like. I still to this day have a hard time with the cloning in Star Wars, but I go and I put it in its place and I move on. I
think the cloning stays perfect with the clone troopers.
Yeah. That in the Emperor, right? What he's doing in the clone body.
Even
and stuff.
I was kind of like, with the Emperor.
Yeah. So again, in my personal opinion,
his name is Grogu because they had to grow that guy
in some goo.
They cut the W and the Y off, and
that was it.
They grew him in some goo.
That's fantastic. Hey, you have a little story on his name, right? Like the origins of his name?
Oh, it was just a little bit. It was the variety bit.
Yeah, which is cool.
Just how Jon Favreau, you mean that part?
Yeah.
Jon Favreau, in the beginning of season 1, they knew what it was going to be. He told Dave Filoni that it was going to be Grogu, right?
Yeah.
And then he said, well, then I have the perfect way to introduce the name to the people. And he thought automatically Ahsoka. They had this Ahsoka thing planned since season 1.
Yeah.
And in fact,
she was in that picture.
She was in that picture of the maker and Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Right? When everybody's like, oh my God, George Lucas met Baby Yoda, blah, blah. Ahsoka was 10 feet away in full
makeup.
Costume.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll send it to the chat right now.
Yeah, please.
She said in the interview, she said, hey, I was there. I was there when somebody was snapping a picture of George Lucas and Baby Yoda.
Okay, I just sent it.
Fantastic.
Out of your minds.
Exactly. I love it. I mean, of course, and this is what our argument has been for Star Wars the whole time, right? Like with the sequels, it's a little bit different where there's a plan. We know that they know A to Z, they have a plan. And this proves it, right? And when they do the gallery for season 2, the whole thing when they come back and they'll tell that story. We knew Grogu's name from episode 2. We knew where we're going to take this. We know where we're going with this. We're 4 seasons ahead of everybody else.
This was leaked like 6 months ago.
Real quick, in the picture, you can see she's sitting there looking at like lines, and you could see the whole thing, and even the whatchamacallit right here.
She's got some kind of a cloak over her head.
Yeah, and you could see the one coming out. But yet we can catch Boba's gear on the speeder from like a mile away, and everybody was like, "That's Boba's gear."
Yeah,
and that even
100%.
took me like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
And when it showed on that episode, I was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
They caught that.
It's great.
And then this came out today, and I was like, "Oh, nobody caught that."
Yeah.
Wow.
This is great.
That's
oh my God. So
unbelievable.
Yeah. So this whole interaction and Ahsoka did tell Mando, I will not train him. And it is that whole sense of fear. And she brought up the Anakin story, basically, without saying his name and without telling him exactly details. She brought him, I've seen this happen before, and it's not pretty when Jedis have this much fear and be trained in the wrong ways, and it gets out of hand.
So he's basically like, you know what? This is my task.
Yeah.
You need to take this damn kid.
Yeah, you got to take him.
I'll tell you what, I was sent here to kill you, and I didn't, but I'll help you instead. Let's get rid of your magistrate problem.
Exactly.
Get your city back, and then you take this damn kid off my hands.
Exactly. So they do that.
I help you, you take him.
So the whole next scene is them retaking this village and liberating it and stuff. And
well, they separate, right? And I love the whole talk about how the Mandalore. Okay, first when she sends him off, right? Yeah. Well, the Jedi are the sworn enemies of Mandalore, right?
Right.
You should be well suited to take her out. So they all know the history. So we're going to get some history stuff again soon, right? The Jedi's Mandalore Wars. We're going to hear this, right? Shoot, again, I lose my train sometimes when I'm on 3 different ones and I start a thing. Where was I going there?
Oh well, they separated. Like you know, the Ahsoka assaults.
But they're coming in there. They're not coming in as the plan. We're not going to ambush it. We're going to trick them. And she comes in there into town with the pauldron and throws it
on the ground like you failed.
Bounty hunter failed. Yeah. Get out of here.
Totally plays the magistrate. Totally plays it into it. Like, you know, I killed the guy that you sent after me. You know, we know as audience what's happening. And she begins to liberate the town, basically, you know, and doing Ahsoka things. And here, I love this. Is why I had to make it mention how she jumps on the roof, how she jumps over things, how she jumps up to where the bell is. Yeah, that's very Clone Warsy. Very
right. And they need to do that. They had to do that because she does so much jumping, leaping, flipping, and doing things. If she couldn't jump on a roof, we would have had a problem.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, really smart.
Every time,
even the look that she gave that dude after she cut the bell, the alarm or whatever.
Yeah.
And she took the gun and then shot it over, like all great, like you're saying, Clone Wars moments.
Yeah.
And then she just gave him that look, like, for real.
And how cool was her igniting the sabers every single time? Like every time it was different though. But
we're so used to a lightsaber sound, and hers being different, like your white blades, right?
The white crystals.
Those sound exactly like the Ahsoka blades from Disney.
Yeah.
They obviously knew that.
Yeah. But
I swear to God, I think they used those as props.
They did.
No, probably. Yeah.
Or they made that sound based on what they knew was going to happen.
Correct. Yeah, man. That was like I said, every shot of her like leaping over and cutting someone in half and then igniting the sabers, you know, every time she's igniting
that double one
different.
she has when they bust out like a lot of it was very much the cartoon wise, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scott. What's up? Scott, I saw you. Is he muted?
You muted yourself. Yeah, there you go. Find it.
I did because I had to sneeze. No, I'm just saying I was agreeing with you that double blade. Whenever she pulled those, please proceed.
That was very, I can see it moving. I was like, oh,
Scott, is the sounds from the Ahsoka blades different from the white crystal when you put into the?
No,
I think they're exactly
the same.
Yeah,
they're the same
sounds, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Has that
I'll
high
get
pitch
them.
hum.
I will get them and turn it on for you.
Yeah, like that high pitch hum. There's like it's different and it's awesome.
It sounds electric almost.
Yeah.
There's an electrical buzz to them.
Yes.
And they're just great.
Yeah, because when I was showing my brother-in-law the other night that this was Ahsoka's the sound of her blades, when I was moving like this, it had like a weird hollowy electrical.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why I put the white crystal in my blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I love that sound.
Again, it makes Batu even more special. But yeah.
So after she goes in, right, and starts liberating, they're good. The magistrate says, execute these people, the people they have in the electro.
Right.
What do you call it? I don't know. Crucifix.
They're like crow's nest kind of stuff.
Did you think that was going to be somebody, Chris? Because I did. Because she asked twice about it.
I kind of wondered. I was wondering what was going on with the people up there, like if they were important. The only person I took of importance in that town was the guy that didn't talk to the end. I think he was like the leader of that town, obviously.
Right.
The original magistrate.
I knew there was. Yeah, I knew there was one female, and so I was like, "Dude, is that Sabine?" But only because she kept asking.
Right.
Is there a prisoner? You know what I mean? She did it at the beginning. What are you going to do with the prisoner?
Right.
And then the lady threatened, I'm going to kill the prisoners.
Yeah. She says, how much is my...
How many, 1, 10, or 100?
Well, she said, what is my information worth to you? 1 prisoner, 10, 100?
Right. And then she asked Mando again, was there prisoners? How many? Were they up there?
Exactly.
I was waiting for something to come out of that.
Yeah. Something. Why is she liberating this town? You know.
So then, as magistrate's gone, Mando comes in, saves the day for those prisoners. Right, kicks everybody's butt. Blah blah. Shoots the HK droid in the face, which was nice.
Yes.
So, that guy didn't speak all episode for anything except to say behind you.
Right.
No, actually, at the beginning, whenever they
don't talk to the kids.
Oh yeah, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to us. Don't talk to the kids.
And when he came out, he could have said something.
Leave us alone.
He was a weird cat. But this showdown, right, between Michael Biehn and the Mandalorian, I loved because he's a hired gun. Right. He's all, okay, your person or my person. He knows neither one of them have any loyalty. Right. You're a bounty hunter. I'm a hired gun. What's it going to be? Do we need to do this?
Yeah.
He says we both fight for things that are important, and this ain't one of them.
Right.
I love the cowboy showdown.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That was so
and
cowboy.
as you're hearing the saber and the Beskar being tinged off the background, so you know, yes, thank you, Scott, for that. I was waiting for that.
that we go back and forth.
Yeah, we go back and forth. Of they're fighting. Ahsoka and the Magistrate is fighting, and okay, so it's almost like dual things that are happening, right? There's the Mando's keeping guard while Michael Biehn is just staring him down with the gun kind of down to the side, like, okay, who's gonna win, your guy or my guy?
And they're not gonna. He doesn't want to duel. He's like, nah, no point in us dying, right? He's acting like,
I'm not gonna lay down my life. Yeah, exactly. We both.
But as he hears the Beskar go down, he's like, oh,
looks like you won.
Like you said, you won.
It was
like perfect, right? It was totally him, right?
It was him.
Put the gun down and then try and pull a fast one on Mando and get worked, right?
Yeah.
A little Django spin and put that thing away.
Oh my God! When he did that, dude, I loved it.
I was expecting Michael Bihn's character Lang. I was expecting him to walk away after that. I didn't expect him to try to one up the Mando after
the look in his eye,
speech.
the look on his face.
But after his whole speech, he's like,
time.
after his whole thing is like, I'm not laying my life down for this, and he did anyway. It's like
this is the best Western shot since Marty McFly and Mad Dog. It really was.
Yeah.
It really was.
It was good.
It was Tombstone like. I was
Very.
all over Huckleberry. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah, exactly.
No,
if he didn't shoot him, I would have loved to have heard him say, "Where are we going next?"
Right.
Like just another part of his team. Like,
right.
I'm a hired gun. Okay, let's do this.
So when Ahsoka had her showdown with the Magistrate, when they first started, it was like old school samurai showdown.
Dude,
It was.
Let's jump to that one.
They dropped the cloaks.
Yes.
Oh
my God. Yeah.
I don't know about the Magistrate's face at first because I was like, "What's she doing?" You catch it? He had a really awkward face for that fight.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, oh my God! From the sabers hitting it on the first one and blocking.
It was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
And I don't need flipping around craziness.
No. Well, obviously Ahsoka wasn't
animation.
there to kill her. He was there for information.
Yeah, she didn't want to kill her.
Right.
All that scene was missing was the falling cherry blossoms.
Right.
Yes.
Right. But
but we did get win though.
And we also got what looked like koi fish in the pond.
Correct.
Too. There was some little
dude.
And a lightsaber in the pond. The Magistrate had did some business there with Ahsoka, right? She knocked her lightsaber out. She wasn't any kind of slouch by any means.
I would have liked to seen at the end her grab it from the water.
Me too. We know that's what happened, right? We know she didn't leave it in a 4-foot pond.
Well, she had both her sabers at the end of the shot.
I looked for that too,
She
Marco.
had both.
I thought the same way, but since we get to the point where she wins, right? That's good enough right there.
Yeah.
And she's okay.
Go ahead.
Then she says,
"We're gonna let you take this one."
Is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's where it ends. So let me come back.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's why Ernie. I wish they would have went 3 more seconds just so she could have cut her throat and then grabbed the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Because that's where we ended with her, so we couldn't ever see her get the lightsaber.
Yes.
That was the problem.
Right.
Yes.
But
I totally agree.
Now back to that quote.
So that quote. Now
as
again,
soon as
in
that
my
quote
head,
happened, I lost my damn mind in my living room.
Oh, we all thought of you, Chris.
Oh man, I was off.
Chris, no joke. Right when she said it, I went, Chris.
Second that, Joey. I turned to Corinne and said the same thing. First, it was an ooh bleep.
Right. Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh my God, Chris."
Yeah, Chris is flipping out right now.
It's like you, Joey.
I thought she was gonna say, "Where's Grand Moff Gideon?" I honestly was.
Okay, can I throw mine out there?
Yeah.
So I got totally thrown off.
Yeah, me too.
It was such a great episode. She kept saying "master."
Right.
So
Where's
I'm
your
sorry.
master? Yeah.
I totally went stupid, and I even told Corinne. I said, "Is Filoni really bringing back Darth Maul
again?
Like again?"
Oh,
exactly.
right. Yeah.
No, I said that exactly only because she kept saying "master."
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody's ever like, "Where's your master?" And even Corinne said, "So who's that?" And I'm like, Master.
Yeah.
And I said, "It's really dark." And I said, "Well, this is Filoni." And I literally said, I'm like, "Is Maul coming back?"
Right.
Again? I said, "So how are they going to explain that one?"
Right.
And then
Just a flesh wound.
And then it came out, and I was like, "Oh,
another one."
Oh my God!
I always assumed Gideon. I always assumed this
Right.
big side mission was going to be the Darksaber, and I figured Ahsoka was helping Bo-Katan. That's why they knew each other.
Absolutely.
It wasn't even on my radar.
Me neither, man.
No.
For that to happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I put it on my own radar every single week.
Sure.
But it really wasn't on my real radar.
What happens
like
is
Ahsoka was coming.
What happens is when you're watching this and we're expecting one thing, and they put this whole thing. Oh, it's almost like Filoni took a huge chapter, like all this lore, and just dropped it in our lap. Boom! Here's the possibilities moving forward.
Well,
Why
we all
one
kind of assumed, we all
so
kind of assumed
let me ask this. Let me ask this: with her calling Grand Admiral Thrawn Master, why do you think he's some kind of force wielder now?
No, she just uses the term master instead of who's your boss.
Yeah.
Because why would she just say like you said Grand Admiral Thrawn? Why would she use the word
for us? TV, just for us, for the dramatic effect.
I was with Joey. That was
because I don't think she would say boss.
Yeah. I don't know.
You wouldn't want to say boss. You couldn't say you're Grand Admiral, and you wouldn't say Moff because it wasn't correct.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Think,
so unless you wanted to drop Thrawn's name right then, tell me where Thrawn is.
Yeah.
I
don't think Master has the same annotation as only Force wielders. Like it's only used for Force wielders. I think.
Because when I hear the word Master, the first thing that comes to my head is Force wielder, a Jedi,
or 3PO calls everybody Master.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. Damn it.
So
He does.
We all kind of assume that whatever finale we're going to get with Thrawn and what happened between him and Ezra was going to be in an animated form.
Right.
So I did not see this coming at all. Because this opens up.
Go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead. No, keep going. Sorry.
Is this the point where we end up getting? Is the continuation of that story going to be live action and not animated? After
I was just going to ask, are we able to switch back and forth now, do you think? Like, we're pretty good at Clone Wars versus Mandalorian, right? Could it be like, hey, here's your live action Mandalorian, but your spin-off Thrawn Ahsoka show is going to be a cartoon, but your Bo-Katan Kara is going to be live action?
Right.
Is that what you're talking about? Like, doing that? Do we get that? Or is this the point where we do that?
I kind of want it all live action now.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Animation is great, but they've set, I mean, Rosario Dawson wants to be Ahsoka. She is Ahsoka now. Why not keep it going? Don't make it a one-off.
Yeah,
keep it going.
We're gonna get Bo-Katan in a whole different one. That's gonna be a Mando Saber story.
Correct.
And now we're gonna get Ahsoka going after Thrawn.
Okay. Well,
that's gonna be a show.
Here's the thing. Okay. Bo-Katan makes 100% perfect sense in the Mandalorian story because Moff Gideon is after the child.
She should just stay there, right?
Correct.
Right.
Moff Gideon's after the child. Bo-Katan's after the Darksaber take over Mandalore. That's a story, a Mandalorian story. Now, Ahsoka asking about Grand Admiral Thrawn, we don't know if she got the information she wanted or not. It seemed like she did. First off, her reaction at the end where she smiled, she liberated the town. It seemed like she got the information she wanted. Now, the Mandalorian does not know this. This is Ahsoka's mission.
All.
Okay, we only know as the audience. Ahsoka knows, but the Mando's mission and where this is the Mandalorian moving forward has nothing to do with Thrawn unless it paths cross again. Now, setting things up for a future spinoff or future that's different because then, yes, you can definitely intertwine the two shows if it's live action or if it's animation or whatever. I think live action is. They know this is the place to be. I don't think live animation in Ahsoka form anymore we're going to get. I think this is it. They nailed it. The reaction is priceless. But again, the side missions here, this is my thinking now. Okay, we got 3 episodes left in this season, and we're already filming season 3.
God.
And they already said this season's setting up the next 2 seasons perfectly. So yes, I think we're going to get some more information, but when it comes to the Mandalorian and his mission, we're on a separate path here. They got Boba Fett for to me the first episode was Boba Fett, right?
Forgot about Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ernie.
3 episodes.
Watch your mouth.
Again,
sorry. I'm just thinking about 3 episodes.
Yeah,
How
but
the hell are we
again,
gonna finish this?
my personal opinion is we got Boba Fett and that's it. Knowing that we got it to know that he's not coming back in the Mandalorian. In my opinion, it could be. I could be totally wrong. In the Mandalorian fashion, he's not coming back. That was for us to know that he was alive, and there's still more to come, but maybe not in the Mandalorian. Okay, it could be in the Kenobi series. It could be in whatever. Now, same thing with Ahsoka, I fear sometimes. Maybe this whole thing and her set up the Thrawn thing, I don't know if it's going to come back to play in the Mandalorian story. Now, when you said it can do like this whole thing where it can break off and we see some Ahsoka and Thrawn and we see some and their paths might cross in the future, because I have a theory when we get into the Tython thing, how that Ahsoka could come back to play, and then we can get that whole I'm after Thrawn, and the Mandalorian will know this.
See, what I would like is if they have these special spin-offs, right? Kenobi's not a full eight episode series. Wasn't it just 4?
I think it's 4 to 6. Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. There's 52 weeks in a year.
Right.
Give me 8 Mandalorian. Give me 6 Ahsoka. Give me 6 Bo-Katan, and make it all half the year and just start in June and get us through the same time frame.
Yeah, I would love it.
That way we don't have to wait, and I don't have to do 3 different shows. Just give me, and it could be like Mandalorian for 3 weeks.
Right.
And then Ahsoka for 2.
I love it.
And then Bo-Katan for 1. And just keep doing that. That'd be awesome.
Like a variety show of some sort.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're building up to.
Oh,
and I think
Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think
Well,
Lucasfilm.
I might be a little late to the party saying this, but it just feels like, because the Mandalorian is obviously the biggest stage right now for all these characters.
Right.
It's like they're using the Mandalorian to showcase people like Ahsoka,
Yes,
Grand Admiral Thrawn, who are all on the cartoons that there's a certain set of the fan base that don't want to watch those.
correct.
Right.
So
There's a lot of it.
Going to force these people to say, hey, this is so good on this stage, I got to go check out the stories of these characters.
Yeah.
Like my cousin's a prime example, my cousin Ralph. He knows about Ahsoka, but he just knows what he read. He doesn't know her backstory. And I said, this is your opportunity to go and watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
Either that, Joey, or again, they're setting a stage up to where you can learn about Ahsoka organically through these series, that you don't have to go back to the Clone Wars and see her adventures and her interacting with Anakin. You can do these things in dialogue and flashbacks and stuff, and moving forward with other shows.
Did you see what Disney did at the beginning that we got it? Do you remember where they said, what was it? Anakin's demise or Anakin's Vader-esque parts or something like that? And if you clicked on it, it showed you a couple. That was at the beginning.
Of what?
Of Disney Plus. And it would show you some of the Clone Wars episodes that pertain to him.
Yeah. They broke it down.
That was at the
Correct.
beginning.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So they can do this in that way as well.
Absolutely.
Just like Joey said, and you go and it's the Ahsoka story.
Here's the key
and it's like
episodes to watch.
Exactly.
100%.
Every episode that has Ahsoka in it with all...
Yeah, I guarantee they will do that.
Yes.
They will do that.
That makes sense.
Not all of them, but at least the ones that would pertain to some kind of lore, push her character forward.
Yeah, not the filler episodes. It would be...
No, I'm talking about the major episodes like in Clone Wars and Rebels, and then you got your episode in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So it's like
100%.
So then people have a choice, like Scott's niece, to binge watch it,
right?
Or you take on these episodes, and it gives you enough info to know, and now you're hooked in that way as well too.
Correct. If you want to explore it, but again, I think that we're going to get that moving forward too. Again, I don't know if it's in the Mandalorian aspect and we got introduced to it, or her own show, or something that's happening in all the shows. I think we're going to learn about Ahsoka organically, like anybody coming in fresh, just like Darth Maul and Solo, right? I think that's a loose end that they're going to eventually tie in through Disney Plus and movies and stuff that you don't have to.
I still want a Solo show.
Oh, me too. But again, people are introduced to Darth Maul being alive. That's where people left off, and they have not tied that in unless you went back to Clone Wars and Rebels. I think that's what Disney Plus. I think they have a lot on their plate, and they're going to really have the opportunity to do this. They really bring in the full circle, to tie in everything, like what Marvel did.
Maul had Grogu in carbonite hanging on his wall, and after he died, Kira unlocked it, gave it to Hondo to hide. There you go. I just figured it out. That's how
figured it out.
That's it. Easy.
I wonder if he's
ever see Darth Maul with a hanging Grogu. I'm losing my shit.
Well, I wonder if he's in what's his name's wall, like his treasure room. Dryden Voss.
Oh, Dryden Voss.
Yeah, I wonder if Grogu and Carbonite is back there somewhere.
Could you imagine?
Or the prom is back there, right?
That's funny.
Oh man, if the pram's sitting back there, so just the door, it'd be awesome.
That would be interesting, right?
So you can actually log on to Disney Plus and watch the Marvel movies in chronological order, not order of release. So they can do anything they want with these series. They can put any kind of algorithm out there to where you can watch everything.
Well, they did that. They said if you want to learn about Spider-Man, here's the episodes and cartoon, live action, and all this stuff, and you can just watch his storyline.
Nobody needs to know about Spider-Man.
Exactly. I went way off of what relevant.
Great power, great
I went
responsibility.
way off of relevancy to bring it back. Okay.
Uncle Ben dies. Yeah.
But anyway, Disney Plus absolutely will do that, and I think they have done that, or they're doing that, and they can definitely do it with Star Wars to say, here's Ahsoka, witness her, get you up to speed on Ahsoka kind of deal.
Yeah.
Now, Thrawn and Gideon, are they related? Are they in the same?
I want to say
are they
yes.
different sects of the Empire?
Yes.
Or
I say separate.
Being separate?
I think like they fight against each other.
Like two different warlords.
Really?
Almost.
I can see
Yes,
it. Yeah.
exactly. And
Now,
I think we see Gideon, since he has the Darksaber, and then we saw Dark Troopers, he's in that sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? To where Thrawn is now, okay, everybody's gone. I need to rule now.
Well, no,
maybe
Gideon is...
Maybe he's got Chiss followers. He's got a whole army of Chiss soldiers.
Yeah, that would be, because the thing is the HKs. Right?
Yes.
The HKs with the 7th Fleet on him is really weird.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're really rubbed off, Thrawn, even if it was the remnants of the Empire, he would have it all tidy.
Right.
Yeah. Thrawn he's been gone this whole time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Since the...
Well, we don't know.
Yeah,
we know he left in Rebels. We haven't seen him.
We don't know where they went.
No mention, nothing. Now, we know Gideon is all about the Empire and the Emperor. Now we know that he's directly involved in the Emperor coming back to life. Somehow, some way, clone bodies. He's after the child's DNA. We know this. Gideon is in that sect, and that brings us to First Order. That brings us the Empire to the First Order. I, now thinking about this, would absolutely love that third faction of Thrawn and holding on to the remnants of the Empire, because that is his ideology.
Just the 7th Fleet. Forget the Chiss. Just he has the 7th Fleet.
Right, because that's his ideology. The Empire was his ideology. Now, and we talked about this. Would the First Order be Thrawn's ideology? Would he really buy into what they're all about and what they're doing? And to me, I have a conflict with that. Exactly.
Chris said it before. It's the minute they start taking children to
a lot of immoral
army.
stuff that the First Order was doing. I think they're like Ernie could be onto something where Thrawn is trying to preserve the Empire as he knew it, as he saw it should be. Correct.
Right.
Because he did see the problem with the Emperor. He did. It wasn't like he didn't know it. And if he could rule it the right way, he would. But I mean, it's tough. It's tough. The way the character's being in the books, it is hard to take him into Heir to the Empire realm where he's leading it.
Right.
What we saw him in Rebels was kind of like that. He made kind of decisions but this is me now. Like he. Yeah. And then another thing is, why does he always have a female under him? Because we had Price too.
Right.
At first, I kind of lost my stuff, and I thought, "Is that Price?" But then it wasn't.
Like
that's what. Yeah.
He got blown up.
I got too excited.
Blown up.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's more a Disney thing, I think, than a Thrawn thing at this point. But he's always had strong. Price was more under Tarkin, kind of effing with Thrawn, really.
Right.
Okay. I did want to ask that question.
She was actually really surprisingly good in the Thrawn book. I didn't think I was going to like Governor Price, and I made a point of that back then, how I didn't think I needed the secondary story.
Okay.
But her story is really actually freaking good. It's fun anyway.
Yeah.
He does though. He always does. And he has
Plus,
Aralani. Aralani kind of he reports to Aralani half the time. So he's always got somebody with him.
A lot of stuff could have happened in the years between whenever he took off with Ezra.
Right.
We don't know where they went. We don't know what they went through to get back. We don't even know if they are back.
Right.
So
all we know now is that Ahsoka's looking for him.
True.
Okay, were those?
Yeah.
Can they shoot you through time, or they just transferred you to another place?
I think it was just animals that had hyperspace. I don't think it was time.
No.
I think
it was
distance.
hyperspace, right?
It was hyperspace. Yeah.
Okay.
Our guess is the unknown regions, or my guess is,
right.
But we don't.
Like I said, all we know is Ahsoka's looking for him, and she found a lead of loyalists to Thrawn, obviously.
So do you think Ezra? Remember when that one guy was posting pictures of him?
Yes.
So do you think this guy's actually going to come in?
I don't know. I mean,
I hope
all the rumors so far have come true.
I hope so too.
Can you imagine if Ezra is with Thrawn and he is against Ahsoka?
I would love it.
Oh my god!
That'd be a great twist.
Because it would play if they're just together and he had Kanan and then Kanan's dead and Grand Admiral Thrawn is such a studious person, so knowledgeable. He loves that knowledge that now he's just on this of you're right. Let's Let's do it your way.
I think he could talk Ezra into it, and Ezra's loose enough anyway with the Force and everything else and his ways. I think he would totally go. I think he could talk.
But they've built Grand Admiral Thrawn into being this anti-hero almost, where he's though he is a part of the Empire, he is not all that bad. So I don't know where this is going to fall.
Yeah, that's my problem.
I mean, he's bad.
He's obviously a villain, but is he a evil villain?
Right.
I don't know how to say it.
No, he's not Palpatine. He's more like Negan in a way, I guess.
Well, he's opposite of Tarkin. Tarkin is evil.
Yeah.
Well, Tarkin
was evil.
Tarkin is terror.
Correct.
Terror incarnate. Yeah.
Correct. And like I said, Thrawn is a way different character, but also
he's more militant.
Very militant. And Thrawn is always for the greater good, I believe.
Yeah.
And
we're just showing Ahsoka, we have all these questions. Because, yes, Ezra, like Joey said, we mentioned Thrawn, so he's obviously somewhere and doing something that we need.
He exists.
Yes, but Ahsoka left. Our last knowing of Ahsoka was Rebels, and she left with Sabine.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear? Okay, do you want to do that, Scott? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, they asked about that, about how, if they ended Rebels at this point, how are we here now? And Dave Filoni says, well, you're assuming that the end of Rebels is before this.
Right.
There was a time jump in Rebels.
There
was a time
jump.
That
could be. He says, I'm just saying it could be.
Right.
He didn't say it was. He was very specific, saying it could be. That point where she saw Sabine was after Mandalorian.
After, correct.
Ahsoka got the information from the magistrate, dropped off Grogu, and said, peace out, and then meets up with Sabine on Lothal, and they start their...
Yeah. Again, it's all in the open.
Yeah. He said,
mind blown.
Filoni said he learned at a very young age that Star Wars is not linear. We like to watch episodes 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. He's all, you're thinking that the animation and TV is
that made it so
different.
But didn't that make it so perfect, Chris? Like,
it does.
Just him acknowledging, hey, we don't know when that scene took place. Makes everything, it changes everything, because we can we can theorycraft before and we can theorycraft after.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, okay, well, where does this line up with that? And then once I read that and shared it with you guys this morning, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Exactly. I thought they were trying to, like, at this point when they're looking for Thrawn, it's like they're still, I don't know. It's wild how they changed it.
Yeah, after all this time, all this time, they're still looking.
Yeah, I figured that was kind of the piece. They're like, okay, now we found where Thrawn is existing. Now you tell me where he is so I can find Ezra. But this is really
so you do Mando, and then you do that final shot of Rebels, and then you get Ahsoka show with Ahsoka and Sabine to go.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or again, and I'll bring this up now to close this off and
we're not to Tython yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to bring up Tython and stuff. But again, moving forward, and how Tython actually could bring Ahsoka back into the mix. Because when the Mandalorian thinks he's going to drop off the child and Ahsoka's going to train, that's what his mind frame, and he's having that goodbye moment with the child. Right?
Mission complete.
Correct. Right. He's like, come on, it's time to go. It's time to say goodbye. And then Ahsoka shows up and reiterates saying... I'm sorry, go ahead.
May I jump in with just how freaking emotional it was as he's in the cargo hold of the Razor Crest, holding Grogu and saying, okay.
As I knew, Scott,
just the way
wake up, buddy.
As I knew, Scott, that they weren't going to part ways, I was like, I don't think I can get to that point in this show when that does happen.
Yeah.
If it does happen. And I'm like, that was a tester right there. That was like a,
Yeah. Whoever was in the helmet at that time, if it was Pedro or whoever,
it was great.
Was carrying themselves the way David Prowse did as Vader in Return of the Jedi. Whenever he could emote so much emotion just from the movement of a helmet, you could tell that his world was kind of crumbling as he was handing this little green thing back over to
I know we've mentioned it this season, but he's done a lot better this season.
Definitely.
The emotes from the helmet and his voice acting.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot more emotion. It was probably all set on purpose to stay really dry first season and then kind of up second season. I'm sure it was on purpose.
Attachment to show the attachment
very much, and it's very okay, kid. And this he's doing so much better this season with the voice acting.
Absolutely,
and the overall acting. I love it.
100% agree. 100% agree. So we had our fake goodbye moment because Ahsoka shows up and he tells Mando again, I can't train him.
I held up my end of the bargain.
Yeah, I'll help you liberate this stuff. And what are you talking about? And I got to get rid of this kid. I got, but anyway.
the fake Mando.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But she does explain to this, and this is so important to Star Wars lore too. It's like she does explain. It says, and doing again, to me, the most Jedi thing ever. Let Grogu choose his own path instead of
Tython, put his butt on a mountain,
right.
and let the Force tell him what to do.
Take him to the planet Tython. Okay, and everybody that's in Old Republic lore and everything knows that Tython was an ancient Jedi site that the Jedi
birthplace of the Jedi, right?
Correct. That the Jedi formed to be the Jedi. Jadii, before they were Jedi. Correct. So they were
the Jedi.
Yeah, that's where the Jedi was born. Basically, they formed their religion there at Tython. So now, and the Mandalorian said, "Okay, I'll do this." And she's like, hey, "Go to Tython, put him on this pedestal on the highest mountain of the third day of Doran's day, whatever." Totally all Lord of the Rings
look
stuff.
Look to the east and
exactly at the third coming of the look to the east.
It tied in Luke and Rey for me.
Okay.
Because she says to sit him on the rock.
Yes. Okay.
And that flash
so
for me.
this is
agreed,
again.
100%.
She said, "Put him on the rock and let Grogu decide," and he will decide basically by letting himself go with the Force and putting it out there, or he'll reject it, basically, right? And she said,
he'll see what he needs, right?
Correct.
And then we hear the Skywalker theme playing when he's on the rock.
Yes. And again, this is like I get goosebumps. She said that if Grogu's destiny is heard, a Jedi will come looking for him.
Possibly, because there's not a lot of Jedi left.
There's not a lot of Jedi left.
He can choose his path, and maybe a Jedi will come for him.
Right. And so I think that I don't know if we're going to get that next episode. I think we're going to get a long time to get to that point because I think that's the pivotal point of the end game for Grogu and the Mando.
Of his choice.
Correct.
The whole journey, yeah.
Yeah, the whole journey is going to be we could get this next episode, but I don't think so. I think that's what.
And we all go, okay.
Yeah, right. So,
yeah, no, right.
Now,
well, hey, at this point, at this point, where do I go from here? Really?
Right.
We have Ahsoka live action. We just got name drop Thrawn. Grogu has a name now.
Yeah.
We know he's been trained by the Jedi. I'm done. I don't want.
Yeah, we say all this, and episode 6 is going to open up with him setting him on rock.
Exactly.
Like,
holy crap! Here we go.
Yeah.
The next 3 episodes can't beat the last 3. The last 3 were all. I watched again, all of them again. But episode 3 with Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Dude, I teared up 6 times.
Yeah.
Episode from
I'm telling
emotion.
you, man. Like
these episodes are phenomenal.
They
There's
are.
no way.
And I think that's
after
what's
ending with a Thrawn, a Tython, and all that. There's no way. Get out of here.
Yeah, and that's where I think. Go ahead, Chris, Scott. Yeah.
I was all thinking that the end of the season is where we were going to end up seeing Ahsoka, right? But she popped in, she did her thing. Now my headspace is at the end of the season is going to be they're on Tython, he's sitting on the rock, and the Force calls out to find who will train him.
Right.
And I think that's where Gideon shows up.
Oh, because he's tracking him.
Or
Sebastian
Stan turns around. It's
Skywalker. And the green saber ignites.
Yeah.
Gideon is a Force wielder and gets the kid. I think this season ends with Gideon getting his hands on the kid.
A dark moment.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is
good.
Empire. This is the Empire season.
You got to.
What would you do if Grogu reached for him?
Right.
Oh, while
break my heart.
Gideon freezes him in carbonite, there will be carbonite Grogu somewhere.
Or he freezes.
He
freezes the Mando in carbonite and takes the child, and we end on that very, very somber note. And I'm waiting for an episode to end on that somber note, right? Because it's been real fun lately. It's been happy. I mean, it's been working out, and you're
We've
right.
been on such a high.
Yeah,
wow.
You're right.
Before we go super dark, let me go one more light thing real fast.
Go ahead.
Yep. When they're saying goodbye and Ahsoka says no and they turn around, she absolutely 100% gives him a look like, there you go.
Right.
She smiles at Grogu and says, "That's what you wanted."
Right.
And he looked over
right now.
Correct.
Yeah, Grogu asked to stay. That wasn't her saying he was too old. That wasn't any of that BS.
Right.
It was all BS to Din.
I love it.
It was Grogu saying, "Leave me with him."
It is, and like I said, it goes to the play that he is smarter and more knowledgeable than he's letting it to believe. And that whole thing again, Ahsoka doing the most Jedi thing ever. Let him choose instead of me. I'm going to train you. You're going to be the powerful Jedi. basically what Luke Skywalker is doing at this
let
moment,
him
right?
go.
Luke Skywalker is actively looking for Force users
Oh
to
my God!
restart
dude.
the Jedi Order.
He hasn't started his thing. He's on his quest to look for stuff. Luke is going to be on Tython on the last episode of the season.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a very, very real possibility.
And played by
Sebastian Stan.
And I hadn't honestly considered it even being a possibility. We've joked about it.
I haven't either
if they say
until
Red 5
what
or
the
something
hell they've
like
been
that.
doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
all cards are on the table at this point. It's like
that's what I was going to say to you guys is when she says, and if a Jedi's out there, could come for him. So who's out there? Like you would introduce somebody, but would you introduce somebody new as well too?
Yeah, you can.
Or would
Absolutely.
you bring in Luke?
Well, you could absolutely introduce somebody new because as of we know in lore, there's
You have
4
Cal-
Jedis right now.
You have Cal Kestis still. You have Quinlan Voss. You have Luke, and you have Ezra possibly. Right? Are those the ones you're thinking of right now? The 4. Those could possibly be the 4. Ezra's going to be out because we think he's going to be part of a different show. Right.
Right.
Yes.
So
yes.
Quinlan is still alive. Luke is still alive.
Yeah.
And
If they're really trying to connect the sequel trilogy to Mandalorian, it's gonna be Luke Skywalker that answers the call to the child. Now,
but the only thing we haven't touched yet, we haven't touched the games really. So I mean, they could bring Cal in.
Yes, that would be huge. But I got line talk right here of everything that we're saying. That Joey said we saw that dude who played Ezra. Is he going to come in? We just said then if this is the time jump and Ezra has been with Thrawn this whole time, we got to mention a Thrawn, the Jedi who grabs him. And we're like, oh my God, that's Ezra. And then he sends a hollow communication to Thrawn who says, Master, I have him.
Right. Well,
it would be, but this happened at Order 66 when they took him. As far as we know, there could have been stuff
when they go to the Rock.
When they go to the Rock. Oh, I got him.
The Jedi who shows up is Ezra.
Sorry, it broke up on mine. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. And then Ezra turns around and says, Master, I have him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, get out of here.
So
I love it.
As you guys said that the possibility of ending on that somber Empire note, that's where my mind is going through. That's where my mind's going through.
She didn't say your master who is Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
Where is your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Where is your master Ezra? And where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
And that's huge
where
too.
is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah. You're right.
Uh-huh.
Where's your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Holy crap.
Yeah, that wasn't the same person. That was 2 different questions.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't think Thrawn would ever take orders from Ezra.
Grand Admiral Ezra.
No, they're
Emperor Ezra.
Master Ezra, and they're just together now, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's following the way of Thrawn.
Yeah. And
I do believe that Thrawn could talk Ezra into it.
Yeah, and Ezra doesn't have to be necessarily Ezra doesn't have to be Thrawn's master. Ezra is the magistrate's master.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Where's your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah.
It's the same. She's talking about Thrawn.
I'm sure
I don't know, Scott. That really puts a wrench in that thing.
I do think it's just Thrawn, right? But the fact that they kept saying master then threw out Thrawn at the end, I know why it was for me.
Right.
But
well, no, because that's what Joey was.
Random guy named Chris. You want to see his head explode? Watch this.
Well, that's what Joey was trying to come up with, right? Why call Thrawn master? Yeah. And you're right. If that is 2 separate things that they're talking about, again, this is line talk. This is what we do. This is theory crafting, and we're all wrong.
This is how we break our own hearts.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
But oh my God,
this is how Joey gets disappointed in The Last Jedi. Right here.
To me, this is a pivotal. This is a very a pivotal moment in the Mandalorian series. Is this episode? I mean, so much being thrown at us and so many possibilities. And again, where is that dark moment? Right? It's got to be coming. It's got to be coming. This is the 2nd season. To set up the next 2
hearted show.
Well, everything's working out.
Dark stuff.
Yeah, everything's working out. Yeah, it's conveniently working out. He's running into the right people. You know, all these things. Where is the breaking point? And I think in 3 episodes,
not lost the kid. Yeah.
Right. In 3 episodes, we are going to be crying.
Oh, I don't want to cry.
We're going to be crying and waiting for season 3 to bring it into the Return of the Jedi mode and trying to get some more. Well, actually, the next 2 seasons, right? I mean, I think. We're going to get into some real dark things that are happening, and the separation of the 2 is going to be key.
I hope we keep it on Empire Vibe. I do. I would.
I almost
love it if we're just like, oh my God.
I don't think season 2 is going to end on a good note.
Right.
I just have that feeling now that we've talked about it, and again, it could be the wrong Jedi reaching out to the child and taking him, and then somebody shooting or putting Din Djarin in carbonite.
We've got clones. We've got clones. We've got Thrawn.
Yeah.
Sabayoth.
And we've got
Oh no.
Could you imagine?
Oh no.
Oh no! What?
Oh no.
What?
Dude,
no.
Scott, everything's on the table at this
they're
point.
Trying to
I know.
They're trying to clone Jedi and Force sensitives. Who else would be perfect?
Failing miserably, and
yes,
that's
they are. They are. Well, no,
maybe.
but
miserably. That's why we got a bunch of Snokes and tubes.
Right.
They're not going to.
And that's why Snoke looks the way he does.
Right. I don't know, man. Like, to me, there's two possibilities. Luke Skywalker is be the one that's gonna answer the call because again, he's actively seeking this stuff. He's the only one that we know that is actively seeking to rebuild the Jedi Order and the artifacts and all those things. And I'm like sitting there going, at first, you would have asked me 6 months ago, I'd have been like, hell no, never.
Here's
they'll
the
never
thing.
do it.
I always forget his name. What is the name? Sebastian
Stan.
Right?
Let's call him the Winter Soldier.
And so he came out. Right. Okay. So Winter Soldier came out saying this, that he could play him as well too.
He looks like a young Mark Hamill. Also,
right. Rosario did the same thing though. I would love to play Sabine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like pushed it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. All the rumors have come true so far, Ernie.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
She did that, and then he did that. So it's kind of like when you just can't shut up.
Yeah.
And Filoni and Favreau are like, really?
It worked for Samuel L. Jackson too.
Oh,
you know? I want to be a Jedi.
Let's talk about.
He said, "I'll be Lando's dad or Luke's slave." That's literally his quote.
Is it really?
I swear to God.
So that resurfaced this week also. Mace Windu's big return.
Who
First, okay, and first off, first off, Samuel Jackson was never rumored to be coming back. Mace Windu was never rumored to be coming back. This is what a pull out of the pocket. Hey, Mace, this is a perfect opportunity for Mace Windu. Whatever. Everything else, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, Ezra is rumored.
Yeah,
Michael Biehn
all
was
make
rumored.
sense.
Jamie Lee Curtis was rumored, right?
Rex.
I mean, Rex was rumored.
Rex.
Boba Fett was rumored. Okay, all those have come true. So,
well, not all.
Well, the ones that have
Tamura Morrison exists, but not as Rex yet.
Correct. Okay,
Right.
yeah, Rex hasn't, but Tamar Morrison. Bo-Katan was rumored. Ahsoka was rumored. Ezra is rumored.
Well, we don't
still.
know about rumor. Yeah.
Right. So, but Mace Windu was never, to me, a real.
But to the point, the big ones, right? The big ones. Even we rumored Thrawn, and it worked. I mean, it's everybody's in this show.
Thrawn it's just
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth was a mention by name. Thrawn, like again, nothing like who's gonna play him, if he's coming back, or is it just a name drop or whatever? But my God, I don't think so.
Is
I don't
somebody
think
still
it can
missing off of the list that Marco's saying?
Oh, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. That was on the list.
Actor. Didn't you say there could be somebody who could be playing him?
Thrawn?
Thrawn.
Out of the list we have of actors? No,
Yes.
I would have thought Oliphant would have been the one.
Okay.
That would have been cool. A lot of people are saying Cumberbatch, but
I didn't know if there was still a list of people who we thought were in Mando who haven't showed up yet.
Right. Oh, there is somebody. Hold on, there is one person.
I thought there.
Oh no,
it
was Michael Biehn. I was waiting for
Michael Biehn, correct?
Okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Bihn's that was an awesome little cameo for him. I thought that was cool.
perfect.
I thought it was really good. Again,
So-
as far as character, yes, Scott.
Grogu ends up in the hands of Moff Gideon.
Has to.
So now it's the Mando. Din is out. He's rounding up his posse. He's getting Cobb Vanth. He's getting Bo-Katan.
Boba?
He's getting.
And this is where Ahsoka can come back into play.
Maybe not
This
Boba
is-
yet.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Ahsoka, but he's Cara
He would
Dune
immediately go back to Ahsoka.
Exactly. If something happened and
He
he got
should,
separated, the only person that he knows right now that can help him.
if he can find her because she's no longer on that planet.
Right.
I was just gonna say that. Do we know that Ahsoka's still there? Maybe because she did what she was going to do.
Well,
so now she's gone. Maybe
He's off looking for Thrawn.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he has to go back to Bo-Katan to get that information.
Well, this is the tie-in, right? This could be this could totally be the tie-in of him going back to Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and Thrawn being in the mix of this whole thing because again, Ahsoka's looking for Thrawn. She might have gotten the information she wanted in the episode, so we don't know. We left out as a cliffhanger. This is
we don't see what happened.
Right. The separation of the child and Mando this is the opportunity to bring it back full circle. Get Ahsoka back in the mix. Get the jet, that back in the thing. I have a suspicious feeling that the Mandalorian at episode 8 of this season, he's going to be almost left for dead and clinging on to life again, because a lot of times he's already have, and now he's not going to have the help of the child. And that's where we're going to be like distraught and be like, season 3 is going to be so important. You know, it's you just have to see it in a story, driven way. You know, and it gets me excited because again, I'm ready to be emotional about it, but again, I'm ready to have like, okay, here we go. Now he's pissed, and now he's got Bo-Katan behind him. Now he's got, hey, he might even recoup Boba Fett. Who knows? I would love to see that squad.
Thank you, Marco.
That we tried to do in the first season, right, with IG-11 and Quill, and have like him and his squad. Now I want to have the Mandalorian come back with a squad. You know what I mean?
His posse.
Like, so who dies? Who dies?
Grief.
Because I mean, in the last season,
Grief
we had
Karga.
you think Grief?
Yeah. Grief.
They might kill Kara because of all the controversy.
Oh,
who?
I don't think so.
Kara?
I think Kara's going to have more. I think we're going to see her go off into the Alliance or the.
I get controversy and everything, but she hasn't been pulled the plug yet.
Right.
And I think if she was, then she still wouldn't be posting. She's still posting. She's still.
Yeah. She and Pedro are friends. They communicate all the time. They have differing political opinions, but they still communicate and love each other online all the time.
So the way it should be, like humans.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way it should be.
They're the perfect example.
Yeah, the way it should be. But when it comes to Star Wars, Disney should do themselves a favor and ignore all that real world stuff and just put a story together. Just put the story together and put actors with faces on.
Unless
these
it
characters.
was something illegal.
100%. No, you're right.
Something illegal.
No, if someone came out as a complete asshole, a racist and all that stuff, then yeah, I get that. You really distance yourself. But for some reason, to me, it's too innocent of what she said and what she do. I don't really care. Yeah. Like I don't care about her political. I know her as Cara Dune. I don't know Gina. Yep. I don't know her. I don't really care. It's Cara Dune.
She's in Star Wars now. Now she's Cara.
Right. And again, Lucasfilm and Disney should do themselves a favor and proceed in Star Wars world.
And I think they have with that. What I'm saying is she's still posting.
Yeah, they did it with
who get cut,
which means she wasn't told to stop.
They did it with James Gunn, right? They did it with James Gunn. Okay, fired him, rehired him, and now everything's all honky dory. It's like everything's fine.
Unless you do something like Ray Park level, then.
Well, again, but that's personal. That had nothing to do with like stuff that's
that already blew over.
Yeah, and that already blew over.
Too.
And again, that's his personal life, which had nothing to do with. It should have nothing to do with how he gets hired for movies in the future, unless he was out there really hurting people.
It puts a smudge on the brand is what they're watching.
Yeah,
but and so Malls was a little rough.
Yeah, we know it's not all robotic.
Right. Again, in closing, guys, because we're gonna wrap this up and everything. You mentioned Darth Vader and David Prowse, Scott.
Yes,
man, the guy passed away, and he passed away at 85, and that's sad because again, that's the Peter Mayhew level of Star Wars actor that we lost.
Very first Star Wars actor I ever met.
Did he at least reconcile with
No.
No.
Him and George Lucas never
put out a nice thing today.
Yeah. They never reconciled, but they never kept the conflict going. And with David Prowse, I remember because I have his autograph. I met him again. Was Scott, first actor I ever met for Star Wars, and really got me into that mode of collecting signatures and meeting these people.
Yep.
And I love it because he signs his name. David Prowse is Darth Vader. That's how he signs everything, and I treasure that. I treasure my meeting with him. And that one meme of the Force Ghost with Carrie Fisher, Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, and now David Prowse, and it's only Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford that are alive. That really got to me a little bit. I was like, I know that this is an old franchise, and we're going to lose these people. We are going to do that. But it still is not ever prepared for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I saw David Prowse come, just like Peter Mayhew. We saw this coming.
Yeah,
it just sucks knowing that picture that you're talking about. Pretty soon, they're all going to be glowing.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even counting Daniels and then Williams and then the maker himself. When Lucas ain't a spring chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and Lando.
Yeah. So again, the whole Star Wars universe is honoring David Prowse as it should be, because the guy brought Vader to life like no other. without him, I think it would have been a whole different story.
Yeah.
So with that, again, we have good and bad in this world, but at the same time, he lived a good life. 85 years old. That's pretty good in today's standards, right?
And he was in Star Wars. He was Darth
Vader.
Yeah.
David Prowse is Darth Vader. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I have it solidified on my wall. So
I have it right there. I just brought that home like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I spent in my work office, and I went to work for those couple of days a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said, it's kind of wasting here. I came here, put over the arcade game, and I was like, oh.
Yep. I know.
It's in my guest bedroom.
Exactly. So
it's in my guest bedroom. It's Darth Vader and Luke in the elevator together.
Yeah.
So it's signed by Mark Hamill. It's signed by David Prowse, and it's signed by James Earl Jones.
Nice.
It's
So
Chris, no more bringing home autographs.
Yeah. No more. Don't bring. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just don't write me a check.
Right. Just wait.
One more thing to announce, and before we get out of here and we get on to the next one, Mando Monday, is that Scott, we have a kind of a sponsor for the show, right? We have somebody that does 3D printing and everything, and I'm going to put the link in the description for everybody to click. Okay, the guy does not replica props, but Star Wars props in a Star Wars world.
It's 3D & Co. It's 3D &CO. Yes. You can find them on Facebook, and they do all sorts of crazy Star Wars stuff. There was a floating holocron that you can purchase. They're based in France, so if you order from them, it's going to take probably a little while to get it.
It's worth it.
But the product that they're showing on their page is insane.
Yeah.
And you got to do a little bit of digging because they do a lot of work. But they've got they do a cantina sign that's lit, and I'm thinking that would look great over Chris's bar.
Yeah.
They do the wall panels from Star Wars that are all lit with the buttons and blinking lights and all that, and it's fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
And to make them work at your house, right? Like the light panel would be on your Switch.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Awesome. Again, I'm going to put the link in the description and everything. And if everybody is interested and wants to check it out, use promo code SARLACC, SARLACC. And that will help us get recognition from everything and go up, support other local artists. Well, not really local, but
not local, but
he's not local, but he's a Star Wars artist and
local to Earth.
From this planet.
Yes.
We're from Star Wars.
Remember how
it's
close
local.
everything is in Star Wars, right? Oh, we're just right here, and he's right here.
I can jump on my bike and get to France. That's how it works.
I can fly my jetpack.
That's right. Exactly. I'm gonna jet on over to Paris. It's faster.
Yeah, I'll get there before you guys and start picking stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
What we'll do is, Scott, we'll make an Instagram post and a Twitter post too, and we'll put that out there too, so everybody can visually see what we're talking about and everything. So
cool.
Again, unofficially, officially, maybe a sponsor for the show. That'd be cool. Everybody, any recognition is good. So, I think with that, guys, I think we've exhausted this episode. 1%.
We could keep going.
1% of it, though. That's what I'm saying. We've only really delved in 1% of this episode. So.
Marco, let's go for 60, right?
Yeah, exactly. My God.
We'll go for the hour. We're going for 1 hour, guys. That was
let's go for 1 hour.
1 hour and 42 minutes later.
To be honest, the Ahsoka Thrawn stuff probably wasn't the best one to try to go under an hour.
This one was a tough one to try. Yeah,
there is no way you can talk about this episode.
Yeah.
I laughed in my head when you did say that.
Right.
I tried.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for their comments and everything. I love the fact that the conversation continues. And catch us next Monday live.
Did they ever give me that name?
No, I did not see it.
Chat.
We'll have to.
No, nobody. I'm the one who gave you the name.
I know.
They never. But they did mention the holiday special. You guys watched the holiday special?
Okay.
I did. Yes.
Okay, guys.
You didn't love it?
I'm gonna say this. I think it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
I was bored.
Dramatic drama.
Really? I was bored.
Oh man,
I didn't have fun with it. I didn't have fun with it. Maybe it's just because I was sick.
Are you
COVID.
talking about the new holiday special or the old?
The Lego one. The Lego one. Maybe okay.
It had its parts where I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. It's pretty cool.
First off, guys, I was sick with COVID. I really wasn't feeling it.
Well,
That's
give it
my
another
excuse.
try because I love all the Lego stuff.
Okay, I do too, but this one really annoyed me, and I don't know why.
Tongue in cheek. Who cares? We know it's not.
That's
canon.
why
I know.
loved it.
And
Right,
that's
that's why I loved
right?
it.
And
It's like watching Robot Chicken, but for kids.
Yeah,
Right,
see, and I love
right.
Robot Chicken. So
Yeah.
I'd rather
like every
watch
time he
Robot
shot the
Chicken.
lightning, what did he say? Oh man,
The Emperor was the best part of the holiday
Yeah.
special.
See the same Emperor as Robot Chicken? It sounded like.
It might have been.
I'd have to look it up, but you may be
I'm
right.
sure that was
Yeah.
said right.
Yeah,
But
the Emperor was
that
the
was
best
pretty
part.
good.
Emperor and Vader were the best part of the show.
Of course.
They
Well,
stole
yeah.
the show. But
I
other
love the
than
whole
that,
bend. I love the Kylo and everybody. Could you put a shirt on?
Yeah.
Like they call it out. I mean, that's awesome.
I had this I'm missing our legendary character. I was missing them. I was just missing them physically. Like oh
They
yeah,
were there.
yeah, at the end, that Force Ghost as the end.
No,
but-
they weren't. Luke, everybody was in it. She was.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
they
the
were there.
point.
She was going through.
It
all
was the point.
things.
Yeah,
She
you're
knows
right.
that she's what is it, Tiny Tim, and she's getting to visit everybody else, and that's how
Yes.
it works. And going through the past, she
Right.
doesn't have to do
No,
that.
you're right. You're right. But at the
I like
end,
when the
on the
Emperor
Falcon,
says,
that's what.
Look
yeah.
at mine spins left and it spins right. And it's
Yeah.
I
Again,
do love that they got Matt Latner to do Anakin. They got Obi-Wan from, I forget his, D. Bradley Baker was the Clone Troopers. I
Yeah.
mean,
Again,
Well, Lando
I'll
was
have
Billy
to-
D. Billy D. And then Rose Tico was I lost her name, but Rose was Rose.
Mary
yeah,
Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
I'll do this for you. I will watch it again with the new unclouded mind.
Joey, were you sick with COVID?
No, he wasn't.
No, I was
Yeah.
just super angry the whole week.
But you know what? That's a little too happy and rainbow for Joey.
That's true.
Joey needs more clouds and lava.
And I'm like Ernie. I love the Lego stuff. I love it. I love the slapstick comedy of it and stuff.
Yeah.
I just was I was just not in that headset, that mind frame.
yeah, I can see
I'm with
jumping
Chris though in this one where it was so stupid. Yeah, I love it.
They were the triple hello there was like television gold.
That was great.
That was gold.
I will
Yeah.
do myself the favor and watch it again. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. We even saw Baby Yoda in Lego. I mean, they went all out. They missed
Yeah, when they showed Mando.
Well,
I
the
was like,
Mando part
yes.
was awesome. I didn't think they were
Yeah.
going to go there.
They went to Clone Wars and Mando. I'm a little upset they didn't hit the Ghost Crew. You know,
right,
like that would,
Rebel. Yeah,
how
That's
do we
true.
not hit it all?
I did
Yeah,
like the
that's
fact
true.
that they were all on Tatooine fighting each other. I like that fact that
Yeah,
like a typical Lego Star Wars game, right? They're just all
and just a
blasting
pile
each other.
up.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Yeah.
I did like
Beautiful.
that. I did like.
It felt
that.
like you as a kid with all your toys, G.I. Joes are over here
See,
with
you
fighting
guys-
with the Star Wars
You guys
characters.
make me like that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You guys made me like it. I just didn't like it when I watched it. So,
You got to give.
I want to
it
be part of
another
the gang
chance.
again. So,
Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
just
it-
let yourself go
super
for it.
annoying,
Look, we
but it's
deal
I
with so
tried.
much crap in the fandom, looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
canon and what counts and who hates and who does.
right.
You get one
right.
here where you don't have to think, you don't have to care.
You're right.
You just get to see characters
And
doing things.
And I
you
went
don't
in there
ever do.
and I went in with that attitude. Like I just want to have fun with this, right?
Yeah.
And I was just annoyed the whole time. Again, it could have been just where I was. I just
No,
was
I just
not
think you were being a
feeling it.
dick.
Maybe
Say it out loud.
Maybe.
when you see it, say it out loud. Like, oh my God, that's so stupid. And you'll find yourself laughing.
Yeah. Maybe I wasn't
It's
in the
absolutely
mood.
ridiculous.
I could have been just not in the mood to watch something like that at that moment.
See,
I'll
I'm
admit it.
Chewie's
But I admit,
Chewie's
they're
family
laughing.
chasing around the pork like they're going to eat it. It's just great.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I don't know. I felt
we can talk
felt
for-
Joey's dark side that moment. I was like, no, I'm not doing this.
We're all, it's
If
great.
we can talk for 12 more minutes, we'll hit the
I
2
just
hour
felt
mark.
I know.
unbelievably bad for Poe, dude. Just the way they. I mean, I know it's a cartoon and it's
Oh, how they dogged Poe?
just the way they did Poe. I was like,
Well,
I didn't mind that
Come
at all. I
on.
don't really like
It's-
Poe's character anyway. So
it's Poe. He's a moron.
Yeah,
So what do you
And he's a
And
kid
I don't
ass.
you
And
know,
that's what he
Finn's
was showing you.
Finn's
I don't
hair
think
was
Poe's a
hilarious.
moron. I like Poe.
Eh.
anyway, we're gonna get under the 2 hour mark. Okay, guys, we'll see you next Monday. The chat will continue. The conversation continues on all our social media: Instagram, Twitter, our Facebook posts. Our Facebook Central. Guys, everybody get in there. YouTube, like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell everybody that we do this. And we're pretty good. I think we're pretty good. So,
All right.
And I think we come up with some cool stuff. And again, I think our chat
There was a
room
lot
comes
of
up with
cool
some
stuff
good
today. I don't even know what happened today.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring your tissues for next episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh boy. Okay, so
You
with
don't
that,
know any inside information, do you?
Yeah.
no,
Good.
that was just base
Don't
it
go
off our
saying that.
conversation.
No, I was saying bring tissues for happy tears and sad tears.
I tear up almost every episode. I'm telling you,
Right.
they've had me emotionally all jacked up.
Yeah.
Poor
Right, no,
Marco's been trying to shut this conversation down.
I
for
think
10
Marco's
minutes.
onto something though, saying that it's time to
It's
end
time to
season 2.
it's time to destroy it. It's time to
Right.
destroy everything we know about.
How high
This
is
world.
everybody right now?
Right.
Yes, let's go.
I'm not.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. The next
I'm
2
like so
seasons.
cussing you out in my head right now, dude.
it's
No,
gonna,
it can't end.
it's gonna
And then
happen.
we're gonna have to wait 10 months.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's why I was trying to sneak in. Let's do 3 shows at once. Start
Right.
in June. Then
Okay, but
you know.
really, because we're already at December tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping,
Like,
Chris. Honestly,
that
I'm
went
hoping
so
that
quick.
there's a Kenobi drop in between somewhere.
Oh yeah, so many things in
Yeah.
there.
I'm hoping that they go.
there'll
Hey,
be information, but not the show.
I'm hoping that there's gonna be a show. But yeah, you're right. It'll probably just. I'm hoping
Not
like,
to
they go like
dog them.
May.
I'm gonna make sure we hit 2 hours. Not to dog them,
Done.
but these Marvel shows are taking 5 freaking years to get done.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I
So like, how come the Star Wars ones are getting done? This is a serious question, not a dog.
right.
The canon lineup right now is messed up because Widow was supposed to come out. Remember, they always have a plan. And
Yeah.
so they're really holding off on this releasing
They
Widow
are.
on Disney Plus.
Oh, so it's holding the
And-
shows up.
Yep.
Correct. So they're
Makes
really
sense.
trying to figure out what they can do. At the same time, when they lost the Netflix one, they want those back. So they're trying to renegotiate
Yep.
that. And then you also had the Fox stuff happen. Like so
Right.
much happened beginning and COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then so everything stops. So we've had our Star Wars and now Mando is just tying everything together.
Yeah.
So we can, and they're making us happy because we've had 1 through 9.
Well, if they
Well, I think we
continue-
found our niche too in Disney Plus. I
Yeah.
think that really works out for Star Wars.
Yes.
Yes.
And
And now they're trying to do the same with the Marvel stuff, but it's locked up.
right.
You got stories that should be out, movies. Because if you remember, everything was a movie, and now they want
Right.
to tie it into a show.
Right.
And now that idea has stopped for
It
them.
makes sense that it's on hold, but we're gonna have 3 Star Wars shows before we have 1 Marvel show.
Probably.
Yeah.
We just
No,
did.
I had heard.
Yeah.
I had
Clone
heard
Wars.
that they were talking
Right.
about Disney Plus actually having a more adult section, not adult section.
Oh, I
but
hear you.
like
Yeah.
18.
Oh, you're talking about
18
D.
plus.
You're talking about D plus. She loves the D plus.
Oh boy, that's not what I meant.
Disney After Dark.
Disney After Dark.
No, I know what you
So-
mean. More heavy
the
hitter,
kids'
more
clothes.
heavy hitting, and
Yeah, more heavy. Where they would drop, say, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 and all of those.
right,
films.
right.
And I had heard that they were working. Just a rumor.
Just a
Uh,
Disney section in general, or a Star Wars section like that.
A Disney section,
Okay.
like for Marvel movies, like so
Right.
that's where
Logan.
Yeah,
Black Widow might drop, and
I don't know if you guys have known or not, but they've on other stuff too have taken away on original movies and cleaned them up
Oh yeah.
if they felt something was wrong.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot on Disney Plus that has been changed or reworked or anything that they had to do.
Yeah.
So I get that, Scott. That sounds like a good idea to, okay, this is the 18 and over section.
right.
We left it alone.
Right.
This is your choice to watch it then.
I think
Well,
that's
they haven't changed the black hole. They're still heart ripping out
Right.
in that with a
Well, you
solid.
know-
Have they
what-
took out the subliminal messages in Aladdin?
You know what? I haven't watched
But
it
you
yet.
know, just like with Disney Plus, they have the profile, so parental controls, you can control that stuff easily. So
And they can fix stuff like the Aladdin thing. They would have taken that out because they took out the Gene guy this week.
They did.
Yeah.
they did,
Digitally removed him.
Yep.
Yes.
Which I'm glad. Those are good gaps and everything, but at the same time, hey, this is Star Wars. We don't mess around
I've
with
been
that.
removed from Star Wars.
See, and isn't that funny that you can do that right away?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just boom, fixed it.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice him in the first place, really.
You took away that guy's only story he's gonna be able to tell his grandkids.
Right?
I-
Oh, he's got memes and action figures.
used
He
to
got
be
the action
there.
figure.
Yeah,
The
it's
action
still on the
figure's
internet.
classic.
You can't take away from the internet, so
That's
it
right.
is still there.
He said I used to be right there.
Yeah.
But the thing that sucks is he didn't buy a copy and he couldn't record it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right? There's like no way anymore.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's
Do we
hey,
hit 2 hours?
Yeah,
Scott?
we're
One,
good.
one
We're-
hour,
1
one
minute.
hour,
Yeah,
53
by the time we
minutes.
go around robin and everybody, we'll be done. So,
Oh, you're
Scott,
right. I'm on.
Scott, let's take us out, man. Where can we find you?
Sure. You can find me right here, Sarlacc Digest Podcast. You can find me at The Art of Scott Solo on Facebook. and Instagram. So come on by, check out my artwork, say hello. Oh, and I've been working on a piece for Unicon in Vegas. And the first part of that I'm working on is Ahsoka. So I'm very happy with that.
You know, Ashley Eckstein will be there.
I know.
So excited.
Tim Zahn will be there. Michael Bean will be there. All sorts of Star Wars-y people.
We will be there. Scott Kruger will be there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk right by all three. I'm gonna be real loud when I go there, and they're gonna be all on the tables. And I see, oh wow, look at all this Scott Kruger. And I'm gonna run right by Ashley Eckstein and everybody else.
Yeah, we'll make a line for it. We'll be the line.
I'll run with my pen and paper. Oh my God, where?
We're gonna all cosplay as Scott.
Draw me a Thrawn. 5-minute sketch.
Yeah.
And at the show, we'll still be able to find your comic, correct, Scott?
Yeah, they will have copies of the comic on hand.
Yes.
Cool. So. Awesome.
I'm gonna have Scott draw Thrawn and have Tim Zahn sign it.
There you go.
That would be pretty cool.
That's good.
That's happening.
That'd be pretty awesome.
No, he's letting you know, Scott.
Yeah, it's happening.
That's what's going on.
Should I start on that now?
Yeah.
You can do a 5-minute sketch or you can do a 5-month sketch. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Right.
You got it.
Woo!
Nice.
I love it.
Nice. All right, Chris, where can we find you?
Oh, the Sarlacc social medias, and message me in there. Also, Hot Topic Podcast on Instagram. And if you could help us out and follow the Sarlacc Digest on Twitter. I twit a lot.
He
Not
twits.
a lot. I twit.
He twats a lot.
I tweet. No, I tweet to a bunch of twats a lot. No, actually, all the people on Twitter are pretty cool. But I do that a lot, right? I go from Facebook to Instagram. I say, oh, this place is pretty cool. Everybody's kind of chill. Then Instagram becomes a bunch of dicks, right? Now I'm on Twitter and everything seems pretty chill.
Right.
But every once in a while you find that group where you go down a dark hole and you're like, oh, the internet
You
still
get that wave.
everywhere.
Yep, exactly.
Right. But it's pretty chill and everybody in there is pretty cool. So please follow us on Twitter, share us, retweet, and YouTube. Help us out. You're watching us here. Tell other people to watch us here. Or if you're on SoundCloud, watch us on YouTube too.
Yep.
We're adorable. No, we're not. But watch us here, subscribe, like, do whatever, and tell everybody else, damn it. We've gone up 4 subscribers in the last 4 months. Bring us up to 5. Let's do this.
We got thresholds we can't even announce yet because we've got to see that number going up. We got some things we want to give people.
Yeah. I put in, I was trying to get some interviews and somebody said, well, send us your stats. I'm all, never mind.
Yeah. we're huge in Belgium. Just remember that.
Yeah, you mean my stats.
Well, we at least have one guy listening and watching from France. So, hey, that's cool.
We have France. We have England. We are worldwide. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Exactly. Oh, we are. That definitely. I've seen the stats.
Oh, yeah.
I know what's up.
We're huge in Ireland.
Yeah. Oh, you do have stats.
I do.
Let's share those.
I know exactly who's listening and who's not. So
it's like Santa.
Just copy them.
Yeah.
Keep pasting and everything, and we'll send that in. See how that goes.
Exactly.
Find the ones that downvote us, and we'll go to their house like Jay and Silent Bob. Are you Muff Diver 64?
I'm down with that for a weekend. No. Darth Muff Diver.
Darth Muff Diver
64.
Nice. Hey, Joey, where can we find you?
You can find me here at the best damn Star Wars podcast on God's green earth, the Sarlacc Digest.
.com.
And you can find me on IG at bootlegjoe_760. And yeah, that's where you'll find me.
Nice. The Fallen Fett, busy as ever.
Yeah, always too much. You can find me at work. I'm at work, wave high.
Right. With Mike. You can work with Mike.
All the time. Yeah. That's where you can find Mike at. Yeah. Mike's at work right now. Go tell him hi. Yeah, you can find us here at Sarlacc Digest Podcast. That's the main thing, guys, is please share. You just got to share. It takes a second. I always update the story real quick. This on a story that we're live. Take a screenshot, share it. That's all it takes. That's all we're asking, please.
We appreciate it.
We do have many who stuck with us through when we were doing IG Live and everything. So hook us up. Do us a favor. That's all you got to do is let everybody know when we're live, which right now is Mando Mondays, starting at 8 p.m. So check us out, Sarlacc Digest Podcast here on YouTube, sarlaccdigestpodcast.com for all your Star Wars info. Like Joey said, all the greatest. And we have a Facebook group page with more Star Wars news all the time. So be sure and check that out. And then you can find me on Instagram under The Fallen Fett and with it on They're Not Dolls with Quickie Minis happening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's an hour to get away from the world and just talk toys. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific. And then Thursday nights at 9 p.m. for our regular 2-hour podcast show on Toy Migos YouTube live.
Very cool. Very cool.
Right on.
Yes, and with that, again, thank you very much, chat room. Thank you, everybody who's been supporting us.
Where can we find you, Marco?
I'm here.
Right there.
I'm right here every Monday now until the end of the year, and then we'll go back to a different schedule. We're talking about this now, and we might have a different level of content coming out more frequently and more consistently, of course. But I am fully recovered from the COVID-19 virus. I am back in the swing of things and getting motivated to do a lot more stuff. So you can find me here at Sarlacc Digest and all the social media platforms and everything. And, of course, on Instagram, I think it's Darth Moocher that I'm under. If you want to check out if you just want to say hi, I'm there to say hi. That's all.
Hi.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Ladies, he's single.
Ladies, I trim my mustache. I mean...
Whoa. The seat has been trimmed.
I don't.
It won't tickle your lady.
I won't. Yeah, I don't do it.
It's still PG-13, Scott. Leave me alone.
He's got adorable feet.
I have very adorable feet. Yes.
Okay.
That went really weird, really quick.
I know. Thank you, Joey.
I have nothing for
now
that.
we got Hobbit talk going on. Are they furry?
They're not furry. They're smooth. Never mind. I could be a foot
You know
longer.
what the funniest crap is? He's going to get messages for that one comment. Like,
that's all.
Feet.
2 hours. We
Yes.
have hit
Okay,
2
let's go.
hours.
Of course.
All right,
Of course we
goodbye.
have. All right, Scott, take us out.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
Come on.
Thrawn.